Hey everyone, Saz here from Meeples and Dragons. Welcome to day 3 of
Saz
Jasper's Game Week Aussie Edition, raising money for Jasper's Game Day and Beyond Blue. We're starting today already having surpassed the halfway mark on our fundraising goal, so thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in, donated, spread the word about the event this week. It's really, really appreciated. Every little bit really does help so that these charities can get support to those who need it. Since John's playing an Artificer today, I figured that's a really good excuse to give away one of our awesome Artificer glasses towards the end of the game. Don't forget to keep an eye on chat for giveaways. Hit up the Tiltify for ways to donate and pack the game. There's also a 3-month GM subscription to Ardent Roleplay and those rewards, so definitely check that out. And I'm going to go hand you over to your DM for today's game, Josh. Have fun, everyone.
Avast and ahoy and good day once again to ye mateys. I be Josh the Pirate, and it brings me a vast mountain of pleasure to welcome ye to Ardent Roleplay for day 3 of Jasper's Game Week Aussie Edition. With me, I have my hearty crew, the dynamic Dead Aussie Gamer, the dashing Robert Hartley GM, the delightful Ardanna, the dangerous John the Dragon, the delicious Michele, and the daring DeeTwenty. So, mateys, who are you and who are you playing today? Let's start, where are we? Let's start with Ardanna.
Hey, hi. I am Ardanna. I am a variety streamer from Sweden. It is 4 a.m. Let's have some fun. Today I will be playing the Drow fighter Ardanna. She is 5'5" tall, amethyst-eyed, former mercenary, with a what's that word? Affinity for red cloaks.
Splendid. Dag, tell us about yourself.
Well, hello. My name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and I will be playing Isaac Remoraz, a tiefling sorcerer who has a cold and chilly disposition, but that doesn't stop him from being a flame in the bedroom.
John, tell me about yourself.
Hi there, I'm John the Dragon from Meeples and Dragons. We're your friendly local online tabletop store that's more focused on supporting the tabletop community and small-time creators. One way we do this is bringing over small creators' wares so you guys don't have to deal with international shipping. We're also the international coordinators for Jasper's Game Week and are responsible for forming the Aussie edition of this event. And we make those awesome glasses you see in the pre-screen video. I'll be playing as Queeg Metalscale, a kobold armourer. He's covered head to foot in a metal suit that appears to be constructed of bits and pieces of various metal armours. The suit itself is painted in various shades of red, highlighting the golden light coming from various arcane runes that seem to be holding it all together. A small ramshackle metal dragon, best described as what you see. His suit contains a tail, 2 large horns, and a poorly constructed leather wings on a timber frame. We hope that the wings are only for appearances. He's wearing big black tilted goggles, and he has small trails of smoke coming from his extended snout. I'm Queeg Metalscale, a rare steel dragon, first of its kind.
Love it. Michele, tell me about yourself.
Michele. Hey. Although he one-armed, so
Pump the volume.
can you hear me?
That's better.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to get this closer. Sorry about that. My name is Balm. I, as a character, I'm a Goliath, and I have only one arm. The arm wound is still scarring, and it makes everybody really not like to be around me because of the smell. but I'm fairly friendly, and I follow. I just follow people around, trying to find a family. And I am Michele from Fate's Grip.
Thank you. DeeTwenty, who the heck are you?
I've no idea. Literally, if I had a name badge, Josh, that would have been really helpful, just to explain who I am and what I'm doing here. But at the moment, I'm either Chris or this post-it note calls me Josh. It's probably you, so
That's confusing.
Let's go with Chris. I am playing Dungeons and Dragons today. Timely reminder to get some proper dice. But I'm going to be playing a lizard folk, cleric of order, with the world's most unpronounceable name, so they call him Barry. And at some point in time, I may go through the name, I may just get drunk and just give up. Back to you, wonderful DM.
Thank you very much. Rob, who the absolute heck are you?
Well, hello there. I'm Robert Hartley, GM. I am the Dungeon Master for a comedy group, Viva the Dirt League, and writers of a sketch series called D&D Logic. I'm a full-time Dungeon Master, Game Master, content creator and today I will be playing Baal. Baal is an Aasimar and a wizard, and unlike my younger brother Isaac, my magic doesn't come naturally to me. I haven't just been gifted magic just by nature of me being born, with my stupid ancestral lineage giving me all the magic I need. No, I have to actually work for mine, Isaac. I actually have to work for, and I don't spend all of my time bedding random people, and I actually study.
Hey, whoa. I work on myself as well. Do you have any idea how much this skincare routine takes out of my day?
You work on your hair, you work on your horns, you work on your skin. I work on my magic, and it doesn't come naturally to me. I'm getting ahead of myself. I am Baal Ramirez, older brother of Isaac Ramirez, whom you may have heard of.
Very well, thank you very much. I must also shout out Meeples and Dragons, who are the incredible organizers of this wonderful event. Sirenscape, who are providing the sounds that are gracing your ear holes, other than the players themselves here. Ardent Roleplay, who are hosting us today. And of course, the reason we are all here, Jasper's Game Day and Beyond Blue, raising money toward teen suicide prevention, an incredible cause that is all very dear to all of our hearts. Well, mateys, may your cross classes be well optimized and all your skill checks be with advantage as we head tremulously at first and then with mounting heat and passion into the empty quarter. Oh, I should probably tell you who I am as well, hey? Mateys, I be Josh the Pirate. I am the DM over at Corsair's Cove that I run with my lovely lady wife. I run Humblewood Games over there, and we've just started a 1v1 DM versus player campaign as well, which is rather fun. Other than that, I'm a scourge of the Twitch space. I play on various channels, and I'm also a member of the There Be Dragons podcast. We're a 5e D&D podcast in a fantasy gunpowder setting where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Skern Felspar und his little dragon, Grosh. Alrighty. The wastes of the Rub al-Khali have long been thought cursed by all but the nomads who live on its outskirts. The nomads keep their own counsel on the matter, but even they don't stray into the deep desert. For more than a generation, all who have attempted to cross the scorching expanse have never been seen again. Our intrepid adventurers have been drawn here by rumors of these lost souls and the wealth they were carrying, and what might have become of them. Each has their own reasons for coming, but upon meeting in Kalgali, a quaint little mining settlement on the edge of the desert, an alliance of sorts has been formed to get to the bottom of this mystery and maybe earn some coin as well. It is the second day of their travel, and the sun is reaching its zenith as they make their way up yet another dune. What do you do?
My brother's happens to be resistant to the old heat anyway, so heat of the day is probably not bothering him, and I happen to be specializing in fire magic, so heat doesn't bother me too much.
Well, speak for yourself. My skin is drying out in this heat. I need some hydration, some moisturizer, and as far as I can tell, there's no signs of civilization. At this point, you see Isaac, a rather lean but well dressed, looking tiefling. He's got a shirt that reveals his like kind of midsection and a glorious six-pack. As he turns towards the group, he looks at what everyone's wearing and goes, "There's no signs of civilization anywhere I can see, brother."
Ow, 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 my feet, ow, ow, help. Ow, ow.
Civilization. Brother. I'm afraid I can't do anything to alleviate the heat I can add to it. We'll have to just grin and bear it.
Oh, if it's alleviation from the heat that we want, then maybe there is something that I might be able to provide. Perhaps a gentle melody to help ease your suffering. At this point, you hear like the sound of like this lute sort of strumming, and as he takes in a deep breath. As he screams out, this icy cold breath launches downwards towards the dunes, and I'm going to try and use my racial ability. Sorry, not racial ability. My ancestral ability for my dragon breath to freeze, or at least create a cooling platform for us to stand on.
Very well, you do that. The ice sort of. Yes, just winds itself up into the sand, and you get this sort of gritty, snowy sand underneath you. And balm, that's probably quite a pleasant balm for your feet.
Queeg is fine. Queeg has aircon. He starts playing around with his bag of holding, starts pulling out some cold white dragon scales.
As the ice spreads out, you see this... dark-skinned lady walk up, her chainmail jingling, and despite the heat, you see her hood being up, and as soon as the ice spreads out, she just shields her face because the sunlight that has been bothering her and the entire time just reflects off the ice surface. And she, you can hear her, yeah, you can hear her muttering under her breath, but can't really make out the words.
We have a donation, a wild magic surge for Queeg. Excellent. Thank you very much. So I think we will roll that now. Queeg, do you want to roll a D100 for me?
Only dice I didn't get out. Right.
It's a 16. I have my own wild magic table. So this is a 16, which means it will be a mere nuisance, courtesy of Hamish. Thank you very much, Hamish.
Thanks, Ham.
So it's not a too bad a one. Give me a number, John.
Oh, sorry, you were writing for me. 12.
A 12. Ooh, okay. Interestingly, the scream that Isaac produced and the music underlying it seems to ring in your ears and persists for the next minute.
This is going to give me a headache. Any disadvantage for that?
And if it's any consolation, I have to do this like every time I want to create a platform. So yeah, it's like
we're all standing on one ice.
Yeah, just walking from iceberg to iceberg.
Basically.
Very useful, Isaac. Very useful indeed. The ice in the snow, of course. Of course, if we want to stay here in this one spot, of course, it's very useful indeed. But of course, if we actually want to move anywhere else, and I'll turn around to this, all of the sand around us, all of the dunes. We want to move outside of this small radius. Yes, very useful indeed, Isaac.
Velcor has gifted one for Barry as well. Barry, who has yet to do anything. I don't know what he's provoked this.
Well, Barry's been on his haunches and is eyeing up the kobold in a can. And he's been measuring out signs of sand to see if heat's rising off the kobold, to see if he's self-cooking.
Ah, right.
Self-cooling, actually.
It doesn't look like it. No, if anything, you can sense the bit of cold coming off this can. It's very chilly in there now.
Which is a sense of fascination, and occasionally he scribbles notes on a piece of parchment and then just tucks it away in his belt. Seems unaffected by the heat at this stage, being a lizard folk who seems relatively comfortable, even though he's wearing chainmail and carrying a heavy
Quite
shield.
pleasant, I imagine. Barry, can you roll me a D100, please? This one is better. This is a 2, which means this is the extreme version of it.
A 29.
A 29. Alrighty. Okay.
That's not
Excellent start.
You say that it doesn't really bother you at all, but actually you're really starting to. It's uncommon for you, but you are really starting to feel the heat, and you feel like it's just leaching all of your strength from you, and you drop to 0 hit points.
That's a good way to
And
start
thank you and
out.
good night. It was lovely playing with you
Yeah,
all.
nice meeting you,
Excited.
Chris.
Just watching Barry just suddenly faint.
Just collapses.
Isaac places his hands above his head and he says, "Don't worry, I have that effect on most people."
You are, I'm going to say stable, but yeah, you are unconscious.
I will,
It's okay. I'm only the cleric. It'll be fine.
yeah, I will walk over to Chris and we'll get out my my water skin. I'll try and sort of lift his head up, and round as I place my hand across the back of my neck, my eyes glow golden, indicating my angelic origin, which has always been a point of difference between me and my half brother, who have different lineages, let's say.
Are you half brothers?
I mean, we were always told we were full brothers.
Yeah.
But we never, like, growing up, it was like, is that guy really?
Got to worry who the dad was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So my eyes glow golden, and I will use my once per day healing hands right at the beginning during the introduction scene because of wild magic.
Three
You get
hit points.
3 hit points, but at least you're conscious, cleric.
There we go.
I say, come, and I'll feed you some water and be like, I know the heat is a little much. Just get over here onto the center of the ice where it's.
Barry, as your eyes flutter open, can you make me a perception check? And anybody else who wants to.
I'm a little bit distracted poking the woodman with a stick.
And Balm, you're also going to need to roll me 2 D100s because Emily and Promethean have gifted you wild magic surges.
Wait, that is.
Awesome.
The audience is like, oh, Josh has got a different table. Let's roll on it a lot.
You had nothing planned for today, right, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
That's it.
You stand on an iceberg in the middle of the desert for 2 hours and
Listening to me sing.
just magic just happening.
Well, one hell of an iceberg.
Yeah.
That was a 15 for perception, if that's going to
15.
make any difference in
Very
this
well.
wild magic
Um,
storm.
No?
I got
Yeah.
I got a 22 as well.
I got 21.
In
Very
the
well.
glaring light era, gets a 12.
Not bad. So both the brothers, Barry, you're still sort of coming to again, but both the brothers glimpse in the distance a glint off. It's hard to tell what, but there's a glinting light in the distance. Initially, it appears like a mirage, but you think you can see the very peaks of a castle, the very pinnacles of a castle's towers. And what numbers did we get, Michele?
I got the first roll was a 7, and the second roll was a 64.
So I'm going to say both moderate. Oh no, one's a nuisance, one's a moderate. So you become intoxicated for. So you had a bit to drink the night before, and it's still hanging over you a little bit. So for the next 4 hours, you are intoxicated, and a 64. And this also appears to be affecting your ability to walk particularly well. Mechanically, you get a Charlie horse in both legs, reducing your speed by 10 feet for an hour. So you're slowed down. You're sort of trudging hungover through this desert, following along behind these two ridiculous wizards.
I think we should really move on. I think I can see. Can anybody else confirm it might be a mirage? I've studied mirages. It's actually an interesting phenomenon of the brain when the light.
There's a castle over there, guys. I've seen something with my my perfect vision that is adorned on my perfect face. I mean, we should make our way there.
That's what I was pointing out.
I'm sorry. What were you were saying something about heat stroke? Yes. No, we all heard. You're very clever. But I think perhaps we should slowly make our way in this direction, making sure that we don't faint from obviously all of the glory that you seem to be soaking off my person. I know it's really hot, and my sweat makes my body glisten like a honey-baked ham.
This way, everyone, this way.
You do that. Appearing from the heat. Sorry, carry on. Yeah.
Quig would once the little Ben is standing back up, he's going to stumble over to Isaac, and I'm assuming you're wearing a cloak of some description.
No. So it's kind of like imagine a jacket for a halfling that is being worn by a rather tall tiefling. It's literally just showing like my midriff and my chest. As much of my flesh as that can be shown is being shown.
Essentially like a crop top halfling's jacket.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're not even wearing it. Like a vest.
Yeah, it's barely wearing
it. Quig would like to reach up and tug on that, and basically, Quig asks, "Stop squealing! Isa house. It is giving us all headaches and causing strange magic phenomenon."
Oh, I'm so sorry. Is it too loud for you, Granddad?
Isaac, you can actually hear, and I don't know if you care, but you can still hear your musical notes sort of echoing in the tin can.
Oh, I just lean up and I place my ear on the metal and I just start. Yeah. Okay.
Tap, 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 tap.
Okay. No. Listen. It's really hot on the ground, isn't it? How about I help you? And I'm gonna pick up the tiny kobold. Like a pretty much like a boombox, and I'm going to place him by my ear so I can just hear the sound of myself.
Okay.
Which ideally I'm also going to take him out of contact with the like scorching hot sands and stuff like that.
Very well. Harry, you have a reroll and an empowered spell. The next spell you cast is cast at 7th level. From Velcor. Thank you very much, Velcor. Ardanna, on the other hand, has had a wild magic surge donated. This one is good. Ardanna, you immediately gain 20 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
gonna need these with these brothers.
So go ahead, these hit points and you yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
20.
20 extras. Good for a fighter. Alrighty.
Especially with these brothers.
Yes. Appearing from the desert heat like a mirage, a castle wavers into existence. Its spires and minarets are tall and elegant, its walls high and its gate closed. It is no more than 500 feet away, and that you could get so close without seeing it is actually a little unsettling. It sort of shimmers into existence. Think Disney's Aladdin, and it just sort of there.
Is this what they mean when they say a marriage?
Mirage.
Yeah.
So it's a phenomenon of the.
What's so loud?
Phenomenon of the heat.
Marriage in the desert.
Stop it.
Can I see if this is any kind of illusion or magic that I know? Or
make me an Arcana check, please.
Arcana.
Era turns to Barman and says, "No, it's kind of like the images you can get in a snowstorm. You see something that is not there."
I'm seeing double of most things that are not there right now. Is this the time where I'm sneaking? Am I going to sneak now?
No,
not
not
yet.
Having to sneak yet. Trying to approach, get somewhere safe.
Okay.
What did you do, Bal?
I got a 17.
17. It does not appear to be an illusion. If anything, there is something illusionary about it. But it does seem to be actually there. It is a real thing.
It is. I think it's cloaked in illusion. Perhaps they're just making themselves safe, understandably, in a place like this. That does indicate, however, that there may be a predator around. Perhaps another arriving trove of nomads, or perhaps sandworms, or dragons, even perhaps. There's a number of things. It's interesting that there's a number of things in the area that's a possibility for when a castle might be such a fortification that's really fortified well, should need protections on. Nobody going to stop me? Because I'm just going to.
I'll kill them all.
I'm just like,
I'm not hearing a thing.
Do you continue walking closer? I guess Isaac does.
Isaac's definitely got his groove on.
Yeah,
and he is a
down Isaac.
Oh, Isaac's gone. Let's catch up.
I'm stumbling forward with my lack of distance that I can travel. I'm just side to side in the rear, trying to sneak, but not really.
Isaac, sorry. I was going to say Isaac does put him down, but I want to petition the GM for something.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm getting started early. Yeah, it's really early. All right, so
at least you waited until the game actually began.
That's true. So I have thaumaturgy as a spell.
Yep.
Which says that I can make my voice boom up to 3 times as loud. It doesn't say that the voice has to be coming from me at the time. And given it's reverberating inside of his armor,
I know where this is coming from.
I want to connect my Bluetooth and
use him as a boombox.
And use him as a
I have no idea how Quig's going to react to this.
I have no issue with it. Well, I do, but I love it.
Yes. And I'll say, "Oh, okay, I'll put you down," and then put him down, and then, hopefully the idea as well is that with the noise coming outside, I'm hoping that it might help with some of the deafness, like because it's no longer bouncing around.
He's probably faded by now. The echoes only last for a minute, but it took a while.
Well, I'm going to say that I helped.
Yeah,
and the Macy were able to carry him.
Yes.
Say that you.
I'm going to say that mechanically, I didn't make him roll for it because it had no real effect. But if you want to pick him up again, he's probably quite heavy.
oh yeah, that's probably another reason why I put him down. I probably again when I tried to pick him up, because I'm not fragile, but I also am wearing. Yeah, and I'm also wearing nothing. I'm not carrying backpacks and stuff like that.
It was probably quite pleasant, though. So, every step closer you take reveals more damage to what before looked impenetrable. The spires are broken. The minarets are torn down. Huge rents have been torn in the walls, and the gate is badly burnt.
In sheer horror of the brothers, the carrying kobold, and my now drunken Goliath friend, Barry's going to look on the ground for tracks for movement, because we're just walking up to what appears to be certain death without actually doing any investigation. And as a cleric of order, Barry likes to go through a certain process, and the idiot brothers are just ignoring it. It's phenomenal. So he's going to try and do survival to look around and see if there's any creatures, because the talky brother, not the singy brother, was saying if there was tribes, monsters, and so forth. So I'm looking for quite clearly those creatures that may inhabit this place.
Very well. You do that. Yes, please make me a perception check or investigation, whichever you favor. Sahari has given me a wild magic surge. Which makes me protected from undead for 1 hour. Creatures cannot attack or harm me unless they succeed a charisma check against my spell save DC, which is quite high, I'll have you know. So I think I'm pretty good for the next hour against undead creatures.
We heard the word dragon mentioned by Baal, and is probably looking to the skies and looking for any signs of dragons.
Meanwhile, right at the front, just with all the swagger in the world, this just dancing tiefling is just, and I'm not even camouflaged either. I want to point out, I am bright blue.
Dag, you are so brash and brazen that for the next hour, whenever you make an ability check, you'll basically have Bane. You take a 1d4 off it.
Worth it.
That is from Petolia. Pediola? Something.
Hi,
like that,
Pediola.
I'm afraid. Yes,
Where-
I'm thoroughly enjoying these.
Two quick questions. Time of day, and where's the sun in relationship to the castle?
Midday, right above it. What was Balm saying?
I'm just going to trundle up to Dag at the front and just whisper to him, when I feel better, I'm going to teach you how to sneak. It's very, very easy. Please stop dancing so quickly. I'm feeling sick. Thank you.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I can slow things down for you, baby. But I mean, if I'm sneaking, how are people going to see me?
Not very well, which in this particular moment might help us very much. Okay, you
Barry,
can go now.
how did you do for your perception?
15. Okay,
And you are
reasonable
looking
moderate.
for air threats.
Yes. Signs of life as well, please.
There does not appear to be any signs of life. No recent damage. All of what happened to the castle appears to have happened a long time ago.
And I imagine in Monty Python-esque meaning of life here, Barry looks up to tell the party there, then they're literally at the gate.
Yeah.
Just like, and then makes his way after them.
Yeah. There is a massive hole in the gate. Egress would not be difficult.
I traverse it.
Very well.
Sneakily.
Make me a stealth check.
Feeling my way forward. That's that's a 19.
Ooh, yes. The space within the walls was clearly once a lavish and beautiful place to live. Sadly, all that remains is the wasted remnants. You find yourself in the main street of a small castle town, leading up from the gate. Yes, you find your way through a huge rent in the castle gate. It looks like a claw has sort of torn a hole in this gate. And it's probably a little bit of a squeeze for Balm, but most of the others wouldn't struggle to sort of navigate it. And yeah, it's quite pleasantly cool inside, actually. So it's a little shady, at least. And until Isaac comes there, it's also cool. It's also quite quiet.
As Era climbs through the hole, you see her unhook this long pole with a scimitar on each end, just so she won't get stuck anywhere. And then she will hold it in her hand for the rest of the time. Hood still up against the sun.
How big is this hole?
It's angry.
The hole would be 3 feet wide.
Okay, Quig might have a little bit of trouble with his wings.
Is there a method by which Quig would sort of modify the shape of them, or are they fixed?
Yeah, sort of. He could probably just get it down, reduce the wingspan a little. So I'll say he could just fit.
Head pops off the armor. He comes out, sort of puts them down, and then climbs back into the armor.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or meanwhile, go like this, trying to cover himself from the sun.
Damn it. Excellent. As you head up the main street, rotten wood and mouldering cloth form basic shelters in what would have once been a market. Fountains that haven't tasted water in millennia lay cracked and parched. You reach a courtyard containing an enormous rectangular basin over 50 feet long, paved in tiny blue tiles, a few of which seem to have flaked off. Beyond this is a huge door, 25 foot high and 15 wide, which would seem to be the entrance to the inner keep. And anybody who would like to is welcome to roll insight.
I will do that. Snarky comment to come, but I will also slide my hand over this kind of almost like a mohawk pompadour kind of looking thing, and I'm going to cast mage armor on myself as the my hair and my body almost entirely coats itself in frosty tips.
Yeah. Your whole thing is frosted now. Yep.
Excellent. With my insight check, I got a 9, which isn't great.
9.
And I will say it looks like these people really knew how to throw a party.
Which people? Which people? I rolled a 2. Which people?
Anybody who got over 12?
I rolled 12 while I'm busily trying to reattach my wings. So technically, probably a disadvantage if you want me to.
I think it's a check, so yes.
I rolled a 12.
A 12, excellent. And Val got a filthy 20.
Got a 20.
A dirty 20. Barry?
4.
Barry's still trying to get into the thing. He literally the party left him behind, and he's just still trying to catch up at this stage.
Just rushing along. All righty. Barry, you can get this. You can make this roll as well, though. Actually, it would kind of be appropriate for you to. But Era and Baal, you get the distinct feeling of being watched.
Anyone standing close to Era see her hands just close a little tighter on the one hand closing a little tighter on the scimitar, and the other one goes to her side where there is a throwing axe, and she starts looking not behind her, not into the sun. Can she see inside the keep at all?
No, not at all. No, there are no windows low enough. It appears to be very well designed defensively. There are no windows at ground level. The first arrow slits are a good 15, 20 feet up the walls, so at least a floor up. There's no way to see into this main building. We have another wild magic surge for Queeg. So, Queeg, if you would like to roll another D100 from your favorite warlock.
Thanks, Aurelia.
You mentioned fire damaged gates.
It did appear fire damage generally to the outside of the castle.
As Baal is a pyromaster, specialized in fire, I ascertain any more from damage that I see, like whether it was caused by an elemental or fire weapon. Anything at all? Fire giant? Has it been
alrighty. Make me a history or arcana, whichever you favor.
I favor them both with a +7 in either, so that's going to be a 23.
23. Dragonfire.
Seems.
Point of origin is high.
Scorch marks here, they indicate. And the scorch marks here sort of indicate a radial kind of a position of the fire. The flames have been exposed from a high altitude, low descending, so I would say on a scorch. And you see these streak patterns across. I don't even know if anybody's around me. He's just talking to himself as if he's giving a lecture. Okay, streak patterns move their way along the walls. See that obviously that part hasn't scorched because it's got quite a high heat capacity.
Within your armor, what would Queeg's favorite fruit be? I know it came from left field.
Probably a dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit. Queeg,
naturally.
Inside your armor, you find a leftover dragon fruit. You thought you'd eaten them all. But you find a dragon fruit.
Nice. Everyone can hear this like munching sound coming from this armor. And as a result, he misses Baal's description for Dragonfire, which he would have really liked to hear.
And everybody else misses Queeg as he disappears.
Barry finally catches up with the party and then comes up to Era and sees Baal.
Nobody cares.
And he is off. Literally just
Barry, you find all of them but Queeg, your regular traveling companion / snack. The tasty one is missing. The rest are here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to look at what
probably come from Dragonfire.
Barb.
I'm going to look at what you're doing. Tightening on the weapons, and I'm going to look directly towards the sun, away from you, so your back is protected. And then I'll say, "I'm not feeling too well, but your move."
We,
no, sorry. Go ahead.
Era will, in a voice just loud enough to be heard by the party, she'll say, I think we're being watched.
Oh, yes, I got that impression too. I think it's dragon fire. And from a dragon, red dragons, gold dragons.
Excuse me, I didn't get your name, but would you think Baal, my apologies. Would you think that the angle we are being watched at would match the scorch marks?
You, from your filthy 20, you do not get a directional sense. It just a general feeling like the prickling of the back of your neck.
It's more of a feeling that I imagine it's probably either remnants of. There's a lot of things that can cause the phenomenon of being watched. Actually, there's a name for it, and he gives some.
Isaac, what do you do?
So as this happens, so while this is going on, Isaac has made his way to the reflecting pool that was there to look at the only place where he's seen his reflection in the last few days. After straightening up his eyebrows, he hears the fact that someone's watching. I want to petition the GM for a perception check because the first thing I do is see, who's looking at me? Where are you? I need to get you on the right angle.
Particularly as there is no water in any reflecting pools. There is no water here at all. You go to what would once have been a very pleasant swimming pool, but it is empty and dry. Make me a perception check when you hear that there might be an option for some new person to see you.
Yes, it's called scopaesthesia, and it's
that is a 21.
It can be caused by a number of different.
You have a look around. You do not see anyone that might be looking at you. You do locate several places that they might be looking at you from. But your senses, your keen magical senses do, however, I will give you with a 21. You pick up on that. I think I am being watched, actually, because you're used to it. And you think it's the door.
All right, listen, I know this sounds strange, but trust me. If there's one thing I know, it's a thing or two about entrances. And this door is definitely watching me.
No, I'm drunk. No, I know I'm drunk. Yep. Yep, it's coming. It's coming. He did not just say that.
Hey, Doom Donkey.
I look at the door and I say, don't be shy, man of wood. Tell me what you'd like from me.
Isaac, you notice the door handle of the door is there is a knocker. It's about 12 feet up. I
compliment its knocker.
The wood seems solid, and like for the first time in this whole castle, like everything else seems old and worn. This is not new, but solid.
Oh, so it's like very out of place because like
it does seem a little odd, but this doesn't.
Sorry, that was Michael. Sorry, that was Michael. Isaac doesn't care.
Is a brass affair with a lizard claw holding the actual knocker.
Did the scorch marks and all the fire damage that I saw seem recent, as in like the last week or so? Did it seem like years ago?
Very old.
Yeah, very old.
And not a huge amount inside. Most of it was to the exterior.
Yes, it seems like a dragon's attacked this fortress.
Greg probably finished his dragon fruit by now. Does he notice he's disappeared? Or is he still there?
I think he probably would notice that he can't see himself or his suit of armor. I'm ruling that the armor disappeared as well.
So am I just invisible, or has it disappeared?
It's invisibility. You have invisibility for a minute.
Okay, so
it's what the wild magic surge did.
I can't see the suit, and I'm just sitting there in space going.
Because otherwise, it would have just been this lizard inside a suit disappeared, and no functional change.
Can I see the suit?
No, sorry. All of a sudden, your eyes, your point of vision is just floating about 3 feet off the ground. Okay. You can feel the suit. You're still cool.
Queeg is very confused.
Everybody else hears Queeg's voice but does not see Queeg.
Queeg, where are you?
Because I can't see the suit, I'm going to accidentally hit a few buttons that I'm probably not supposed to, And next minute, he's going to accidentally cast create bonfire right in front of him.
Very well. You do that.
Fire. I will like reactively just put the fire out with a wave of my hand. I use control flames and just fire, uncontrolled fire. Immediately into it.
And I probably tripped over 2 feet and am now prone, probably.
Is everybody clang?
You hear a clang.
I heard a clang. I think I found the source of why we felt like we're being watched. There's something invisible around here. Everybody on the guard. Error. Weapons drawn.
The long swords out.
On ready.
Quig fell over.
Oh, is that you, Quig?
Quig is very confused.
A lot of shenanigans happening with the magical weave at the moment.
Yes, there is. And another one is happening to Barry.
So Barry's gone off to Isaac.
I thought it was just my eyes playing tricks in this bright light, but if all of you see it...
Oh. This is a moderate one, Barry.
I'm very excited. So Barry's gone up to Isaac because he's covered in ice in this hot area, which seems to be sensible. And he's trying to get close enough, but not too close, because the harmonies just don't vibe with the little folk. It's just not working this stage. But it's that bit where you want to be close to someone, but not that close.
Very well.
So just to clarify, are you just getting close to me because you just got a wild magic and you want to see what happens when you're near me?
Yes.
This is like 2 for 1.
That would be an outrageous stuff.
D&D Jordan Lee has done this. What did we get on the 100, Barry?
For Jordan, we got a 46.
46. All righty. 46.
Well, that's not good.
That's what you want to hear.
All righty. So I'm going to have to roll a few D20s here. Every creature within the range of 120 feet is targeted by a firebolt spell.
God dang it!
Fire.
By a bolt, not ball.
I think.
Go around it.
So I'm going to go around the table. Ardanna, what's your AC?
16.
16 and 11 misses. A 3 is definitely going to miss regardless. So that's the next person. Dag, you don't get hit. Quig, what's your AC? It's probably quite
17.
high.
17.
5 doesn't hit you. Michele?
11.
9. I'm rolling really badly. 2 for D20 and... there's one. Well,
of course it hits the fire, mate.
Of course. I was waiting. You were going down the line and missing everyone. I was like, I bet the Dice Lords, the gods above of dice, will go, we're going to hit, the one guy we're going to hit with this random wild magic with a firebolt is the one guy that's a fire magician, the one that's a specialist.
The way I'm actually going to have this work, because it kind of makes sense, is as Quig gets back up, Quig flickers back into being. And one final piece of magic shoots out of one of his claws, and a firebolt just sort of shoots straight up into your side, Bal, for 7.
Back to your
7
feet.
fire damage.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Ow! Control flames. Put that out. Oh, ow. Quig.
If we just stand here long enough, the audience will kill you.
Yep.
DM, just to be clear, I'm still at 3 hit points. The mage is now at what?
Yeah, the mage is at 16.
Okay, cool.
Aren't you a cleric, Barry?
We have yet to find anyone.
We haven't found anyone.
We haven't done anything yet.
Well, I found someone.
Yeah, you found a door to talk to.
I found a door. I'm actually going to go talk to the door. But
speaking of the door.
So Isaac goes up to the door, and what he's going to do is on the door frame, he's going to kind of just put one arm up, and he's going to just like turn away from it for a moment, and flick his hair back and go, "Hey, couldn't help but notice you noticing me, and I know that you noticed me noticing you noticed me. Let's say we don't play these games. Why don't you let me in?"
We all notice
Give me a persuasion check, and I think the answer is definitely yes. Quig, you have an empowered spell from Saz.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is
I just remembered as well that I have absorb elements. So as the fire hit me in the side, I'm used to fire backfiring on me. So I manipulate some of my hand.
Is that the next time I use a spell?
Yes, next time you use a spell, it casts at 7th level.
Okay, good to know.
I thought it was kind of neat.
That's a 25.
25.
Look, I'm not a bard, but I'm
No.
probably
I
the
love
next
this.
best thing.
Yeah, you feel the door unlock.
Oh, thank you,
You
baby.
hear this click.
And
Hello.
and what I'll do is I'll do that. You know when you're like carrying groceries and you got to kind of use your leg and your arse to like push open the door. That's kind of the door. That's kind of the move I'm making as I'm holding onto the door frame as I swing it open. And I look at the others and I says, "I think I found the way in."
None of you can see inside, or the inside appears pitch black.
Quick, us.
Even
Finding ways into
Even
tight
for
spaces.
those of you with dark vision, it is pitch black inside.
Come now, let's get out of the sun.
Quig would like to ask
Wait.
Carl something. Quig, is your brother Horse all right? Bit weird.
All right, how long have you got?
There's something wrong with him.
Yes, there's a psychological phenomenon. It's called narcissistic tendencies, and I could go into it. Studied up on it quite a lot since he entered adulthood. Say, so I've quite a lot wrong with him, but time to deal with it. We really need to get out of the sun. It's getting rather hot. I'm going to push towards the pitch blackness and just light up. I'm going to casting light, but I'm doing it as like a ball of fire in my hands that flame.
Yeah.
And I'm going to push my hand through the threshold. Blackness. Magical light.
You do that, and as you go in, your hand and the light disappears. You feel that the spell is still active, but you cannot see it.
Seems an area of darkness. It seems it's a relatively low-level enchantment. We should be fine as long as we keep our wits about us.
I cannot see inside, and I have very good dark vision. Cannot see anything.
If anybody would like to make a perception check, you are welcome to.
Unfortunately,
you don't.
If Era stands in the doorway, would that count as being out of direct sunlight?
No, you basically go from direct sunlight to in the pitch blackness.
Okay, because otherwise she'll still roll with disadvantage. But yeah,
a 9
I'll do
from
that.
Quig. Shout the numbers out, guys.
9.
18.
18.
8.
3 9s, an 8, an 18. The 18, you don't feel like you can't hear anything, but you know how you can sort of like sub-aural, you can sort of feel vibrations. You can feel in your feet, now that you're standing very close to the door, the stone underneath you is carrying the vibrations of footfalls.
Something coming. Large footfalls, like big ogre, giant troll?
No, more like a lot of people moving randomly.
Randomly, so not marching.
It's not like a marching feat, no.
You can feel, I lower my voice, feel a light vibration in the stonework, indicative of multiple footsteps of medium size, maybe small. Could be shambling of...
Baal, what would your experience of high society be?
High society. We didn't really talk about our background, did we, Isaac? Do you reckon we were born and raised in high society?
I think we were, because our parents wanted us to be like really successful arcanists, and they're usually quite well off.
I had in mind that they gave me a really good education.
Yeah.
Magic stuff.
Then you would recall something similar to a high school dance.
Oh, it seems
in terms of like the way rhythmic. It feels almost like a dance.
Rhythmic. I can't. I can't.
There is a
Barry
small...
Barm and Barry and Barm get wild magic surges. Roll me D100s, guys. Put them up in the Zoom chat.
There is a outline of like frost that is in the shape of Isaac when he says that there's a dance up ahead.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah, just this as it just floats to the ground as this snow. I am going into the darkness.
Very well. I will just resolve these wild magic surges. They may occur as you enter. So an 81 for Balm, and Balm got an 11, which means it's a nuisance. I'm
already here.
For 1 minute, one creature of your choice within 30 feet gets -1 to their attack and damage and AC.
I've left already.
I was right.
Still be within 30 feet. So, Michele, you pick.
Because Isaac has completely undone any sort of sneakiness I'm used to preparing before entering. Absolutely, Isaac. And in turn, I will whisper to him, "I'm sorry for mistaking you with Baal before. Sorry."
That's okay. Most people prefer to talk to me anyway.
This is really funny. Barry,
Okay.
the next spell you cast is considered to do the minimum damage possible, but it is empowered.
An empowered minimum
Okay,
damage
my
of
spell.
spell.
So, funny bit. We heard the sound of something there. Barry goes into normal mode, which is to cast Aid, which is an empowered spell at 7th level.
Yeah. Which is an automatic kind of, I love it.
Yeah. So our glorious fighter, Ura, gets at plus 35 hit points. I'm gonna say Balm gets 35 hit points and Bao gets 35 hit points.
Nice.
It's temporary hit points.
Yeah, Tim, you've got temporary 35 hit points from Aid. You're ready to go.
It might be a bit of a pointless to give it to Era because she
I already have
20.
20.
Sure. In that case, Isaac's. I can't give it to. I'm not going to give it to Global. Isaac. I'm going to go to Isaac. 35.
Yeah. I love how reluctant.
Also do yourself.
You have to make choices.
That's true. You can cast it on yourself.
You have 3 hit points, and you have
to
aid yourself.
Yeah, no. I have intellectual challenges when it comes to certain things.
Right.
So. Right. Yeah, the 3 of you get 35 temporary AC hit points.
Excellent. As you walk through the door, Isaac, you find yourself assailed by light and sound. A party would seem to be in full swing. Revelers are dancing, servers are dodging around them with trays of drinks, and everyone seems happy and very much alive. Does the others follow him in when when no immediate negative effects appear to?
Yeah, I was literally a step behind him.
Very well.
Yeah, there also follows.
The hall is richly appointed with adornments from cultures beyond counting. Their guests are similar, all decked out in the finery of hundreds of nations, much of it not matching their race and in some cases gender. At the head of the hall is a handsome woman watching on with a benevolent smile. As you see her, she raises her glass, a silver goblet, studded with rubies, to you. Welcome, travelers. Welcome to Azashkun.
I try and grab a drink from a nearby server, whichever one's like the closest.
There is a small halfling gentleman who says, "Oh, here you are, sir."
Oh, well, thank you for the wonderful reception, my resplendent queen. As I take a second one, but this one's for Baal, who will
a roar of approval welcomes you from the crowd. Generally, they're extremely appreciative of you appreciating their lady.
Now I'm going to try something which may screw everything up. I'm going to throw the champagne glass that I've just drunk from up into the air, like, you know, those like water bottle flip challenges. And I'm going to try and get it onto the tray the halfling's at I'm going to walk into the party. And
so you took it, pounded it, and then drop it back onto the tray.
Yeah.
Do so. How would you approach this? What skill check would you do to try and nail this? Performance?
I'll go with performance.
Dexterity-based.
Yeah, I'll allow a dex-based performance. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, all right. That is a 16.
Pretty good. It's not 100% perfect. It sort of teeters, but the halfling sort of adjusts the tray and catches it and says, "Oh, very good, sir. I like that." As you head on into the party, Isaac. The rest of you, yes, you see this as well. There is a group of people.
Can I remember anything about Isaac Kun? Did she say?
Isaac Kun. Yes, yeah, make a history check. And Queeg, you have a wild magic surge from Totally Not Hamish. Give me a D100,
gunning
please.
for you, Queeg.
Jesus, yeah.
I got an 11.
An 11. The name does not ring any bells. Your knowledge of history is excellent, but this is ancient.
I'm looking around. I'm deliberately trying to see if these guys are illusions.
You are welcome to make that check as well. That's Ardanna.
That's a 21.
Not illusions. They are definitely here.
Tangible.
Definitely tangible as well. Yes, absolutely. But they are not. They are magical, however. Definitely magical, but not illusions.
Probably given from when I had a drink.
The halfling, how many glasses of wine or champagne has he got?
He has a wide selection of glasses. There is no more than 2 champagne flutes, but like every beverage is different.
Okay.
There are whiskey tumblers. There is cans of beer labeled "Dirty Squiz." We have, I believe, that was Tristan McInnes came up with that idea, and I loved it, so I kept it. There's loads of other, basically any kind of beverage you could think of. There's several kinds of fruit juice imbued with vodka. Whatever you fancy.
So Barry kind of sinks down to eye level with the halfling, and then
hello there, sir. He's wearing a full imagine Marie Antoinette. But it's a male halfling.
Yeah, Barry's kind of nostrils flare for a bit, and he kind of hooks the mace on his shield, and then reaches a scaly claw out to the glass, and then takes each glass and throws them into his own face to rehydrate. So he's not drinking them; he's just pouring them over himself to cool down.
Well.
While looking at the halfling dead in the eye.
Sticky.
Yeah, the halfling is like, enjoy that, sir.
More.
You look down. The glasses appear to be refilling on the tray as you go.
Yep.
You just put them back on the tray. Yeah.
I've just got this picture of this halfling and this like freaking massive lizard folk just like bent down like a crocodile, just pouring fluid. Oh man, yeah. Poor halfling.
The halfling turns the tray around. It says, "Try the purple one, sir. Naturally drink it this time. It might help you." Roll a D12, Barry. And the wild magic surge is a fun one, because the others haven't been. You gain that many hit points.
Oh, that's a good one.
For the next minute, all plants within 20 feet of you grow as if affected by the plant growth spell. Queeg. As you enter, there's not a huge amount of pot plants in here, but there are 2 large potted palm trees on either side of the door. And yes, as Queeg enters, they notably begin to grow.
Would the stem of the dragon fruit count as well?
Yeah. More dragon fruit continues growing from, basically it starts growing a branch off it and more dragon fruit appear. This is inside your armor.
It's starting to get a little bit too many dragon fruits. At
Probably
that point, I'm going to start throwing them out. Just pop the hatch and start throwing these dragon fruits out.
But this this metallic kobold starts vomiting dragon fruit, and the branch of a dragon fruit tree starts appearing from its mouth.
Like a popcorn machine.
Yeah.
Quickly sidestepping the dragon fruit avalanche.
Yes.
Yeah, the avalanche of dragon fruit. You see Era pull down the hood, look around, and then take stock of where Barm is, and then slowly start following Isaac, using the scimitar more like a staff, but you can tell that she's not clunking the edge into the ground. She's carefully setting it down to not chip the edge.
Yeah, very well. The room is packed with people. There is a lot of them appear to be dancing, but there is no specific place for it. Mm-hmm. Some people are just dancing around. And as you make your way through the crowd, Isaac and Era, generally people just like, hello. It's a very much sort of like, hello, Mr. Powers, hello, that sort of.
I'm not making it very far. Like,
no,
like every pretty girl, like as soon as Isaac
a pair of elven twins, Isaac, catch you within 12 feet of the front door, yes, they sort of like, hello there, you are very beautiful. I love the air. Oh, hands off, he is mine. I saw him first.
Well, I just where are you from? Your accent is so exotic.
They're elven, you idiot. You don't even recognize elves? I just.
And this is Shamile, my sister.
Oh, Shamile.
Yeah,
where I come from. It's on the other side of the world, and we have an entire system of constellations, very different to the ones that are here. And Shamile happens to be the constellation named after the goddess of beauty. This is an absolute lie.
Yeah, no, I understand that. You do not need to make a deception check. However, she is willing to believe you. They are both very happy to be told fanciful lies by Isaac. Era, do you proceed through the room?
At the when Bal says, "Do you not know what elves look like?" She'll take a clawed gauntlet and just. And you can see like her hair, her silver white hair is like tied back into a bun, and you can see the ears sticking out of the hair. And she just shaking her head and just keeps walking through the crowd, clearly uncomfortable with the attention that Isaac is getting.
It's not just Isaac. You as well are gathering a fair amount of attention as well. There is a lizard folk in a pompadour wig who hisses a greeting at you, and a human man, very broad, looks like a professional boxer. But sort of gives you he's got a military bearing, and he gives you a look up and down. He's got the only hair on his head is a broad mustache, and he gives you a look up and down of like, I like what I see. Puig, you after you finish vomiting dragon fruits, you keep 6 in a pouch or inside your armor, and what do you do?
I'm still a little bit confused about what's going on.
Valid.
At this point, I guess I'm looking around the room to see if there's any exits, and whether or not, just want to see what else is in the room apart from a bunch of people silly dancing. He's completely disinterested.
You are not particularly tall, so seeing around would be difficult because there's a lot of very tall people around. But you can make out a lady at the top of the hall, the lady who welcomed you as you came in. Make me a perception check for this. You do not see any exits. I'll tell you that for free.
Once again, Era will look to see where Barm is. And then she'll approach the military guy because, hey, someone she might be able to ask questions of.
Guten Abend, mein Fräulein. Quig, you do not see any exits, including the one you came through. The door behind you has gone.
All right.
While you weren't looking. However, the lady on the stage draws your eye, as does a different lady on a different stage. There is to one side a small bandstand, and there is a dragonborn lady up there singing Roxanne. It's actually her name. She's singing a song about herself. Era, yes, this gentleman says, Guten Abend. Wie geht's?
I'm sorry.
That is the extent of my German. Please don't speak back to me in German.
Oh, no. It is way too early in the morning for that.
I was like, shit, she might actually be able to speak German.
Somewhat, but not at 5 a.m. But, good evening. What is this, sir?
Oh, this is the eternal party of Lady Serenchala.
Eternal?
Yeah, it is ongoing. Clearly, yeah. Would you care to dance?
Yes. I think I would.
Sweeps you off your feet immediately into an elaborate waltz.
It is very awkward because she hasn't let go of the scimitar.
He in no way insists. He just works with it. He just rolls with it. He has as I say, he has the bearing of a military man, but he is not dressed like one. He is wearing denim dungarees and nothing else.
Yeah, every step is clinking with the chainmail that she's wearing, and she's working really hard.
I'm loving your armor. It is beautiful design. Very nice.
Thank you.
I suspect you will do well here.
Here?
Yeah, at the Eternal Party.
Are we expected to stay?
I don't believe it is possible to leave.
I do like a party. I'm a bit of a cook myself.
Well, the food is amazing. And he gestures over to a row of tables along the, as you enter, it would be the left side of the hall. Yep. Just one whole side is just food.
Brilliant. I must try it.
I'm going to cut over to Balm very quickly because we haven't heard from Balm for a while. Balm, what are you doing?
Not much. I am. Can I also see that the exit has disappeared?
You do notice that, yes.
Okay. I'm going to do two things very quickly. Simply go up to the closest person I can see and just half shout, half speak over the top of the music. Why are you here and no one else ever is found again out here in the desert? And not wait for an answer and just go to the wall where the door was and just start investigating it, maybe scrape off as much dirt and such that I can see and just claw at it with my one hand and maybe with a long sword just to try and see through.
Well, the nearest person would probably be the halfling. Who responds, and also you have another donation, a wild magic surge bomb from Totally Not Tolera. So we'll just resolve that. Oh, nat 20, amazing.
44.
44. See if I can work this into the story. Oh, that's quite nice. So that one will come into play in just a moment.
Did you mention the Dragonborn lady at the stage?
There was a Dragonborn lady on the stage.
We would be immediately enthralled and start approaching her with some
I thought he might. So, Balm, you are checking out this door. And sorry, what was the question you asked?
Why are we here? Why does everyone that comes to the desert disappear and never be seen again?
Well, sir, most of them like to stay at the party. If they pass the test, then then Lady Serenchala lets them leave. But most of them don't. Most of them just wind up staying here.
Okay, at that point, as I'm walking away, I probably hear that testing. I just shout in the general direction of my companions to say, "Oh, we have to pass some sort of test," and then I'll just go back and start to claw at this wall.
The wall appears incredibly solid.
Okay, all right. I'll return to Era and just watch her dancing.
Very well, you do that. Queeg, you make your way to the lady on the stage.
When he's close enough to actually talk, he looks up at her with these doe eyes. Of course, you can't see because it's inside a helmet.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Your dragon lady are beautiful," and hands over a dragon fruit.
Oh, she goes. She smiles broadly. She is a silver dragonborn, and yes, she has the air of an opera, a prima donna, and yes, is extremely. She sort of swoons and flutters her eyelashes at you a little bit, and she says, "Oh, aren't you the most charming young thing," and takes the dragon fruit and takes a massive bite out of it and disappears.
Yeah, he forgot about that.
And she goes, "Oh," you hear this voice. The dragon fruit remains just sort of floating in the air. And you hear this, "Oh, you mean thing. No one can see me anymore."
No, Quick didn't mean to do that.
But be careful
It
when
is
it wears off,
delicious,
'cause you'll
however,
shoot
and then the
fire at
remainder
people.
of the dragon fruit disappears.
Quick waits
Isaac.
till she reappears.
Yes. Yeah, Isaac, what do you do?
Okay, so I am bringing the twins over to Baal.
Very
And
well.
Bal's already gone over to the twins to try and warn them of you.
Oh,
Right.
it's kind of like a meeting of things. As I say, girls, this is my brother Baal. Baal, these are the twins. One of them was very curious about something to do with books and history, and I
Really? Well, if you, I could probably, I know quite a bit.
I tell one of the girls to he's very shy, but he's really quite friendly. Why don't you go give him a hug? You know.
Meriday does. So Tramele, the one that you said was the star sign, remains very much affixed to your side, Isaac. But yes. Meriday swoops towards you, Baal, grabs a glass of champagne off a tray from a passing servant and presents it to you as she sort of wraps herself around your left side.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I love to learn. Please tell me more.
Well, you've come to the right person for that. Yeah, you better be careful with that one.
I say, "Come now, bro." I sort of pat you on the back and I say, "Come now, brother. This is a party. Tell her about the stars and how they look like her eyes." I kind of wink at him.
Oh, they don't look anything like eyes. No. So there's sort of like a winking, and it's actually a refraction in the lenses of your eyes. When the starlight hits the.
As he's talking, do I notice that the Dragonborn's not on stage?
No, she's she is not.
Yes, exactly.
On stage. Yeah. You do that, yes.
Another frost cut shaped an empty stage.
And Tramele is now hugging a frosty form of you. Or have you taken her with you?
I'll take her with me. Yeah, I mean, if she wants to. I mean, of course.
You hear this?
I am nothing if not a gentleman.
So, Baal, you hear an "oh" and a rush of air as your brother whisks Tramele off. I'm just going to go to Barry very quickly. Barry, you have doused yourself very thoroughly in different sticky beverages, and regained a small number of hit points. What do you do now?
Barry, in his crouched form, is still at eye level at the halfling. Finishes the drink, looks around the room, sees the party members doing off. So the halfling goes, "Not mating season," and stands to his full height and then just marches straight up to the queen. Literally just, It's the guy in the airport that thinks he's very important and just literally just walks through in that determined fashion straight up to Her Majesty.
The way is sort of everybody sort of parts for you. There is no major obstruction. In much the same way that nobody gets in the way as Isaac makes his way to the stage. You both do this pretty much simultaneously, so I'll just ask Isaac, what do you do when you reach the stage currently occupied by an invisible prima donna and a bunch of musicians who are a bit confused where their leading lady's gone?
I'll tell the band to strike up in C major as I use ice shaping to like kind of create this like frosted microphone.
Love it.
And what I want to do, and I'm not going to do this because I've told myself I'm not going to do this on right, is I'm going to try and sing a song that encourages them to dance. That is all about how the real treasure isn't what's in your vault; it's what's in your heart. And on the
How does
throne.
it go?
Exactly as I just said. Just with a Mick Jagger swagger. You know what I mean? Like,
Do it, coward.
no. I also don't have lyrics for a song I just made up just then.
Queen, you have just received an empowered spell. Another one. So the next 2 spells you cast are empowered from the Dragon Fruit Appreciation Society.
Or the next one spell is a level 14.
14. Mm.
I'm okay with that. Either way you want to play it.
Oh dear. Okay.
Amazing.
It doesn't have Fireball. It's okay.
No, but it does have something else.
Good. Barry, yeah, you make your way to this queen. She smiles broadly at you. Barry, you're a predator. You'd be familiar, as in like racially.
Yeah, I got it. It was just very
Making
funny.
it worse, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get this. You are familiar with the way a predator eyes up its prey. You do it with Queeg like all the time. This lady is looking at you in a way reminiscent of that.
With all the frivolity and our rogue touching walls at this point in time, it appears to Barry that conversation is going to be key, and the one with the words is busy wafting towards the stage.
Two
and
of
he
them
can't see
have a
my
lot
meal.
of words. Yeah.
Queen, duty, we do.
She smiles broadly at you and she says, I should certainly hope so. What do you mean by this? Just for clarity for Josh.
Looking for what tasks she's assigning us.
Right. As she says, enjoy yourselves, of course. There will be a slight test.
Test now. No fun.
Very well. Isaac, can you roll me a D100, please? Because you have just been gifted. Mod Brew has just gifted you a wild magic search.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mod.
We are less than 250 away from $3,000 as well. We are going extremely well. These wild magic searches are doing
Nice.
it. Keep them coming. I'm happy for it.
But that is a 100 on the D100.
Oh, mate. And I just rolled my shiny D20. This is my glass D20. You just got a natural yeet as well.
A natural what?
A natural yeet.
Do I throw the poor elfin woman? Like,
Across the party.
Amazing. So on a natural 100 and a natural 20 on the 100, you got to lose 1 unspent sorcery point.
I haven't used any.
Well,
You
they're all
immediately,
unspent then, so you lose one.
yeah. So they're all unspent, so you lose 1. You've spent 1 now.
Oh, okay.
Guts.
Yay?
That only affects 1 of the party, and it's it got you.
It's apparently me. Okay, I guess. Yeah.
They singled you out.
You're lucky I didn't roll a 1. Spells cast in the next minute automatically fail.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, rad.
Yeah, there you go. That's what happened. Yes.
Oh, I was going to say, is there any sensation of that, or just?
Yeah, you feel yourself magically just sort of a little tingle across yourself as you feel like you've just cast a spell, but you haven't.
Oh yeah, no, I've cast charm on all these people. Like clearly, that's
that's what's happened.
Oh, there you go.
And so, right. Balm, were you given a drink? Did you take a drink?
Oh, I certainly did on my way to the wall as well.
Very well. All right. Puig, what are you doing? The lady has ceded the stage to Isaac and has come down off it and reappeared and said, would you care to dance, my handsome metallic friend?
He doesn't know. We don't know how to dance, but we'll try.
Very well, Queeg. She sweeps you off your feet. She is leading, but you are doing a passable impression of someone who could maybe dance one day.
In a clanking metal suit.
Yep.
Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Yep.
By the way, this isn't a stealth suit. This is the full blown. So he's possibly cracking tiles as he goes along.
Splendid. Era, I'm just going to throw this over to you very quickly, and then we will progress from what Barry did, because Barry instigated.
Yeah.
So, Era, you're dancing with this gentleman. His name is Rommel. And
of course. As soon as she hears the word test coming from Barm, she stops. And
Rommel proceeds and stops. Oh, what is wrong, my lady?
A test, I heard?
Yeah, there's a slight test, unfortunately. If you pass it, then you are permitted fancy things. I myself did not pass the test, but I am okay with this.
What does this test entail?
I'm sure you will find out very soon. And Weeg, Era, and Bal and Isaac, please make me dexterity saves. And Balm, please make me a constitution save.
12.
16.
I got a natural 20!
Very well. The 16 and the natural 20 avoid this. Everybody else is going to take 1d6 of piercing damage. A 5 piercing damage, as the people you are standing with and dancing with all of a sudden, smiles on their faces, draw a dagger and stab at you.
Your sister better be careful with my brother. You see, he's ouch.
And Balm, you how did you do?
16.
16. The drink you took tastes a bit weird, but you don't take any ill effects from it. As all of these people, Meriday sort of smiles sadly, says, "I'm sorry," and then gives a quick wave and disappears. And everybody in the room disappears, except for you guys and Lady Serenchala. Standing roughly equidistantly in a sort of hexagon in the center of the room are now 6 suits of armor, armed with halberds.
Were they in relationship to us?
Depending on where you were in the room, they are in the center of the room, spaced about 20 feet apart, looking outwards at you. And I think you're all fairly well spaced around the room. You would be fairly near the stage, which is about halfway up the room, so you'd be fairly close to them, Queeg, as would Isaac, as he's on the stage. There was a plan with the song, I believe, so what were you going to do with the song?
That's not.
You
not
would
gonna
have just
work.
started singing as happened.
I'll change it to like a rock ballad, like because I was going to sing like a waltz, but I'll go with a rock ballad. But I'm imagining as I'm trying to get stabbed, he's doing the Johnny Bravo like as he's like just avoiding these knives that are just kind of stab. Seeing the big armored individuals, is there one standing near Baal?
Not particularly. The nearest would be about 30 feet away from Baal.
Okay, that's fine. I'll say. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to use thaumaturgy on my microphone, and I will.
Not on Queeg.
No, not on Queeg.
Fortunately.
And I'm going to. What's the nearest one to me on the stage?
The nearest There would be in the center of the room. They're basically all in the center. You're on one side of the room, so the nearest one would be in the middle of the room, but the closest to you.
Cool. I'm going to assume these guys are bad, and I'm going to yell out, knives! And then basically as he yells this out, just these rotating knives of ice come out of the microphone, and I'm going to try and target the one in the middle, because once I hit, ideally, it then explodes into a shower of ice knives.
Yes, they're all about 10 feet apart, so I don't know what the range on ice is.
It's only 5 foot, so it'll only hit
only hits that guy.
Yeah.
Make an attack roll, and everybody, you can roll initiative, please.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to aim at a space between two of them and hit two of them.
Nice.
So they both need to make dex saves.
Dex saves.
The
pair
minute
of 11s.
Pair of 11s, that'll fail. They will take. Bump, 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 bump. The first one will take 6. The second one will take 11 points of cold damage.
Alrighty, a 6 and an 11 to the two nearest you. So, and I'm sorry, I would just describe the space where you are now. All of the set dressing and everything hasn't changed. It's just that the place is empty now. The instruments are even still on the stage from the quartet that was backing up the Dragonborn, but everybody else has disappeared. So the room is about 120 feet long. The last 20 feet of it at the end are a raised platform upon which Lady Serenchala sits, still sipping her drink. On the lower section, however, is about 100 feet long. I feel like Balm and Baal were both up at the door end. They hadn't actually made it very far into the room. Queeg and Isaac are pretty close to the stage, which is on the right-hand side, about halfway up the room, so 50 feet up the room. Era would be on the other side, having danced over there with Rommel, so she'd be on the far side of the circle of guys in the center of the room, and then Barry is standing, I would say, about 10 feet away from Lady Serenchala at the head of the room. So you're all fairly evenly spaced around the space. Yes, guard 3 and 4 took how much damage, sorry?
6 and then 11.
6 and 11. Ooh, very nice. Very well. Yes, can I get some numbers, please? Isaac.
My number is 11.
11.
What about your initiative? Mine is also an 11.
Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can fight over that. Balm.
15.
15. And Barry.
12.
12. Era?
16.
16. And Queeg?
30-20.
30-20. Queeg, you will be going first. Serenchala says, begin.
How close is the nearest soldier?
Probably only about 10 feet from you.
Oh, okay. 10 feet, 30 feet. And you said they're like in the center of the room.
Yep.
10 feet apart?
They are 10 feet apart in a rough hexagon. Actually, It's not rough at all. It is a perfect 6-pointed hexagon.
Is it possible for me to walk into the center of them?
Not without incurring an opportunity attack, but yes.
Okay. They're 10 feet apart in a rough. All right, I'll explain the gist. I want to try to walk forward, get the side, or just onto the other side of one of them, and launch Thunder Wave, level 15.
Very well. Yeah, you can. You can do that. Wow. Just noping this combat, are you? Yeah, you do that. So, Queeg, I will make you take a single opportunity attack because they have halberds which have reach. So, yeah, you're going to be attacked by one dude as you go past, but the rest will just sort of, a 15 on the dice plus 4, 19 to hit.
That hits.
For 1d8 plus 2. A 9 points of damage.
Ouch. Yep.
As this, guard 3 swings his halberd at you, and you walk into the center and you cast a level 15 wild magic, level 15 Thunderwave. How much damage does that do?
Okay.
Is this a save for half?
You have a save. Save for half. Con save 14.
I'm not going to bother because they don't have that much hit points, and they are metal. So, yeah, how much damage? And if it's over 40, there's no point rolling it at all.
Just having a quick look now. It's 2d8 plus 1d8 for every level above first. That's 15. That's
17.
17.
D8.
Oh, God. 17. I don't think I've ever rolled this many d8s.
This is certainly the most D8. This is certainly the most damage I've ever seen Thunderwave do.
Rolled. 26 damage.
Wow. That's it? From
You rolled
17?
7.
No,
rolled
did I
You
seven,
only
but
rolled
17.
7.
Give me the other 10.
Oh, whoops, my bad.
I was going to say.
I was like, that's ridiculous.
I
That's
can't
like
count.
2 on every single one of them.
Okay, 26 plus. That's a bit better. 70. Total.
70.
And just for flavour, the way he would actually do this is he'd literally
Please.
wander on in and just reach out with both arms in his metal suit and just Grand is a real dragon! Drops the thunder wave on the ground.
Boom. You do that. And Lady Saranjala and Barry, you would notice this, has not stopped smiling. The 6 suits of armor crumple and just fly away from Queeg and sort of just scatter bits all over the space. Just bits of armor just fly everywhere. One whizzes past Barry's ear, another one lands at Baal's feet. This is, and Lady Saranjala says, "My goodness, you might well be. Oh, this is exciting. Some potential here. We shall see if you're worthy." She then fades, along with everything else in the room, leaving tattered and rotten remnants of the glory that was here before. And combat ends as quickly as it began.
Sorry, guys.
I didn't even notice. I'm just nursing the wound in my side. Ow! Oh, your girl stabbed me.
Well, you know what they say. Love hurts, and I start a second verse of like this whole. Yeah, there's no band anymore. There's nothing. It's just me on this dead stage. Like, okay.
As this thunder wave passes past you, Era, can you make me a D100 roll as someone has gifted you a wild magic surge?
12.
12. Yes, because you haven't taken enough punishment yet today. A 12. Oh, that's only one. You only got you rolled a 13 last time. So an 11 on this one. Actually, Queeg's already had this. Isaac's voice just has this sort of property to it. Well, this time it's Queeg who caused it. This sort of ringing resonates in your ear. Basically, you have tinnitus for the next minute. It takes a little while to fade. I'm going to actually flavor this like one of the pieces of armor just clanks off your head because you were fairly close to it, and just sort of like, ow, oof, ouch.
You see her bend down, and Isaac, not only do you blind me, but now you're deaf. Seriously.
Was that me? I thought it was the helmet.
Yeah, but your voice is still
my voice is right. He sort of goes, "Oh, sorry." I'll put away the ice microphone, as it were, and I'll jump off stage, and I'll be like, I don't know. Maybe it was just me.
You dismount,
the crowd was dead.
As you dismount the stage, you notice that it is now significantly less sturdy. It looks quite rickety now. The room where once it had sort of beautiful hangings and awnings, it now they appear to have rotted and faded. What few remain are sort of torn and tattered. The food on the table is long since rotted away. The tables themselves look hella rickety. Lady Serenshala's throne is the only item of furniture that seems untouched by the passage of time.
Everything around us seems more in line with the rest of the fortress.
Pretty much, yeah.
Everything. Okay, so I think the illusion is gone, or the whatever it was. Not an interesting distinction. The arcane magic.
As Bal's going through his third iteration, Barry just looks at him and just gets a shield and bangs his mace against the shield 3 times, and then in a loud grunting voice, "Duty."
Right. Yes.
Task.
Yes. Right. This throne is interesting. I'm going to head over to it. I'm going to start. I'm going to take out a spell book. Start looking at it and down. I'm flicking through it. I'm starting a 10-minute process of ritually casting detect magic. So I'm going to take a
very well. Okay, you cast detect magic. What do other people do?
I'm sorry. I was going to say I'm sitting on the throne, annoying Baal.
You do that.
Your legs, please. I'm trying to leave it.
One of the walls has covered in you would notice actually there is a very large growth of vines along the right-hand wall as you entered. It would be in the right-hand side, which is also the one where the stage was. It is now has a huge amount of vines that look fresh. They look new.
Is popped the hatch and is going through the leftover armor and just holding it up to its suit to see if anything would fit. Anything he seems to like, he pops into his little bag of holding and is spending the next 5 minutes.
A couple of pauldrons work for you.
So you'll spend the next 5 minutes just going through the armor.
Very well. So no one is working on this problem. They're all just sort of looting.
Era is going over. Era is going over to the vines, unhooks one of the axes, holds it in her offhand as she reaches forward with a clawed gauntlet and just gently tries to move on the vines, not really touching it, but just the edge of a claw.
Make me an investigation check. Oh,
that is not good. That's a 4.
No. You just move some of the vines. You find behind them just stone wall. We have a draw from the deck of many donation, which is from Clint by the looks of it. This one goes to DeeTwenty. Barry, we are drawing from my deck of many.
I have complete faith in you, DM, to keep this plot line going straight ahead, because nothing else is going to go horribly wrong in it, right?
Okay. I need someone to roll me a D20, please. I think it's only fair that you do it, Barry.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm going to get Era to do it for me, because she's in a foreign part of the world and sleep deprived. So I think I completely trust her judgment at this point in time.
Valid.
There you go. D20 for us.
That's a 3.
I'm very happy. 3 is a magic number, lucky number in some cultures.
The hit points.
Barry, as this is all this chaos is crashing along around you, you look up very briefly and see in the sky, in the sort of the rafters of this room above you, a comet streaks above your head. It looks like it was as if it was in the distance. Clint's like, yes. It's not aiming towards him. No, it's sort of like a lucky star sort of thing. You see this this shining silver comet flies above you. Now you're wearing armor, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. Your armor, you feel it gets lighter. As if it's sort of loosening, all the joints are loosening apart, and then bits just start falling off. As in all of the connecting pieces seem to have just rusted and fallen away. Your armor just sort of drops and melts off you, revealing your scaly skin underneath that now has a metallic sheen to it. Your AC has just increased by 10.
Oh.
But your armor has disappeared.
Okay.
That was the card Eurali. It happened in the Humblewood campaign to Helvig DeeTwenty, the hedgehog boy who became Silver the Hedgehog. Your armor melts off and you gain +10 to your AC.
Wow. Okay.
So he's now just unarmored at all times, but his unarmored defenses.
Yeah.
20 plus his dex mod?
Base AC plus, dex,
so
20 plus his
20
dex.
plus dex mod.
So he's got very few hit points, but he's got a hell of an AC.
Yeah, seems like it.
So
Pick up shield
important.
and cast faith on yourself.
Yeah, important question for chafing purposes. Boxes were brief.
Either.
Didn't catch your response there, Barry.
It's a lizardman thong every time.
Thong.
Yeah.
Obviously. The bits are internal.
Important.
Doesn't need it. Okay. Is anybody working on the problem of how to get out of the room you're in?
I mean, I've just finished casting Detect Magic.
Probably. I will just check with Balm. Balm, what are you doing? Anything?
I'm simply going up to Era and saying, I think I should put another M at the end of my name. Do you think it would sound better? I'm getting a bit more sober. What can I do for you? Let me. And I'm just going to push her aside and just start to pull some of these vines out. I'm just going to start to, with my one hand, just tear one away.
Make me an investigation check, Balm. Puig is checking stuff out. We have a wild magic surge for Era and another for Barry.
And 18 for investigation.
D100s for both of you, please. If you wouldn't mind putting them in the Zoom chat, that would be handy so I can see them. Sorry, what did you get, Balm? 18. Balm, as you're clearing these away, you pull a vine that just knocks a rusted brazier, and it rotates slightly. Era got a 1. A 1 on a D100. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, you don't want... Oh, you got a nat 20. Okay, good. Can you please make you and Balm, please make dex checks.
Checks, not saves.
Yep. It would be a save, actually. I think it's worded badly. It would be a save.
Okay. So a save then. That's a lot better. That's a 15.
15, yeah?
16 for me.
16. You both managed to keep your feet as grease, as you sort of pull this slightly, the wall it's linked to, the place where it's linked on the wall, just leaks grease, and this huge puddle of grease just splashes out underneath you both. And yes, if you had rolled as a point lower, Ardanna, you would have been sliding over onto your ass. Barry, a 66. Alrighty.
Do you stop sniggering when you're doing that? It's deep footing.
Oh, wow. I'm just going to tell you this one. I won't work it in. During the next hour, you may re-roll one save, attack roll, or skill check. If you do, you must take the new re-roll's result.
Done.
Pretty nice. Thank you very much, whoever did that one for those two. Neither of them were too dangerous. Keep them coming. All right. Who can I not see very well? I can't see Dags. That's the problem. All right. Baal, you make identify. So you are identifying or detect magic. Sorry, on you're muted on this throne. Initially on the throne, nothing appears magical in here now. You do, however, detect a significant residual magic in the room.
So so it lasts for 10 minutes, and it's just kind of like I can hone in on
The 30-foot range, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm starting with the throne and seeing if there's anything that caused the throne to stay undecrepit when everything else.
Make me an investigation check as well, and Isaac, if you want, you can do this as well, or you could help your brother. I don't think that's very in character, though.
Can I just try to push the throne?
You can.
Yeah. So as Bal is doing that, Barry barks at him, "Solve it!" And that's guidance.
Yeah.
It's very guiding. Oh, not bad. 27.
27. It is not a magical effect at all. It has been maintained.
This is not magical. Maintained. Somebody comes in here and actually looked after this. What is it made of? Is it golden thing?
Stone.
Iron, stone. Yes, this is stonework's been.
Marble.
You see, there would be the marble of this. It would. There's a certain type of
Barry loses interest, turns back to Isaac.
There is a purple cushion as well, I would point out.
Sorry, no, there's no purple cushion.
There was a purple cushion.
Yes.
I would point out when you move that brazier, you heard a clink from within the wall.
Barm would just see Era look up, like amethyst eyes just looking straight at him, and then she lifts her foot and looks at the foot, looks at him. Okay.
I didn't pee, if that's what you're wondering. I found something, and I'm just going to start to push on and pull on that wall where that is, to see if I can move it around.
You notice that, you can continue to rotate the brazier, right. And as you do, a door pretty much just appears, and you hear this rumbling of stone as the more you push the brazier, the more the stone retracts. You find a 5-foot wide stone door in this wall.
I just immediately turn towards Barry, and I say, "Barry, found it," and I'm just going to walk through.
Barry probably does. I'm going to say probably Queeg noticed that Barry's armor just fell off him and probably collected a fair amount of it.
Yeah, he probably would have, yeah.
Bomb, wait up.
Man.
There could be magical traps. Let me... Wait, Bomb! After him.
Wait, Bob, before you leave.
Yeah.
I wait for Era to leave. After them?
Yeah.
Yep. I then just fart. And then I go ahead.
Very well. Very well. You do that. Thank you, Queeg. So the hatch swings smoothly aside to reveal a staircase heading down, lit with small candles in the brackets in the walls. The air is filled with moisture, and the ground is slick. Now, I will just ask, because we've been going for nearly 2 hours at this point, does anybody need a break, or are we happy to continue? We have a giveaway ending in 1 minute. Don't forget to type dragon in chat to go into the draw.
I think the adventure's already had several breaks in it, but you've done very well to keep us on track. Well done.
I could, like a new parent, is sudden silence from the next room.
Yeah,
I'm
suspicious.
I'm super suspicious of why I can't hear my puppy right now. So I would like a 5-minute break to just...
Well, very well then. We shall go for a short 5-minute.
I'm happy to just leave and you guys carry on, and I'll just be listening if necessary.
I'll take a 5-minute break and I'll come right back.
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Well, Clint, if we could go for a 5-minute break, guys, we'll be right back. Thank you so much for all of your support. We are less than $160. No, we're less than $200 away from $3,000. It's amazing, guys. Thank you so much. So we'll go for a quick break. See you guys very soon. Say goodbye, everybody. Vast and ahoy once again, mateys. We be back for more Jasper's Game Week here on Ardent Roleplay, supported by Meeples and Dragons and the lovely Sirenscape. Thank you guys so much for joining us again today. We are doing all of this in support of Jasper's Game Week and Jasper's Game Day and Beyond the Blue, and we have received incredible donations so far today. We're incredibly grateful. Thank you so much for joining us. Let us continue with this adventure. Before we began, our party had just found the way out of Lady Serenshala's eternal party. And now they are moving down into a cavern. They have found this staircase, and yes, they're all walking through a puddle of grease as they go through into this staircase. Bum, who has just added an M to his name. I actually like to imagine that it's at the beginning, however, so it's Mbum. Yeah, very popular song. He needs longer hair. Bum, as you take your first step, a pile of coins is underneath your feet, and you tread down on 3d6 worth of silver coins. I'll just roll that for you now. That is the result of your wild magic surge from earlier. It was going to be a different thing, but it didn't wind up happening because of Quig. So, boom. We got, you have 11 silver coins that you trod on. And I'm going to get everybody except Era to make a dex save, please. Balm, because you're treading on coins, and everybody else because you're trying to walk through grease.
Oh, wow. Okay. Balm rolled a 21.
Balm, you do not slip at all. You feel the crunch of coins under your feet and think, well, that's not sand or snow. You notice 11 silver coins worth of money underneath your feet. Everybody else.
Do I see the grease at any point, like, just there? Like,
you probably notice it. It's just the floor is shiny.
Oh, I'm going to intentionally power slide.
You'll see it because Bam goes first, and as I said before, I was running after him with Detect Magic up, going, wait, there might be magical traps. And then I got a 10 on dex, so I just onto my back.
Just as you're sliding, and then I'm going to add to this, you slide through the door and into Balm's back, and Balm just sort of takes it. Just tanks the back of his shins. You just sort of fly into it as he's bending over to pick up these silver coins. Bal, you do identify, however, that the source of the grease is magic. Yep. Queeg, how'd you do?
16.
Yeah, no problem. Barry?
I like to imagine after seeing Bal run down that one, Barry went down too, and the silver lizard basically goes arms and legs akimbo and just kind of pirouettes through the doorway after the wizard.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Very well. You do that. Yeah, you both fall prone. Getting back up is not a major problem. Queeg, you now notice that Barry is clanking in a way not dissimilar to the way you do when you move. It's like he's imitating you now, boy.
This instantly gains his attention, and he walks very close to the lizard man to inspect him.
Very well.
As the ball comes sliding, you just have enough time to see Era take a step back out of the way.
Yeah. Straight through the door. Ah! Boom! And then a metallic lizard folk slides through on his hands and feet as well. And Era just sort of shakes her head. It was like these chocolate muffins. All right. The bottom of the stairs. You navigate the stairs without any major difficulty, probably wiping your feet off on the first couple of stairs. Isaac power slides his way to the top. It's one brother, then a metal lizard folk, followed hotly by a metal kobold, then then a tiefling who looks like a metal singer. Sort of just stage dives through afterwards, and then Era shakes her head and goes through last. The door, Era, you feel, closes behind you. But the candle back. And at the bottom of the stairs is a small square antechamber that opens into a wide circular room. At the far side of the room is a wooden door. And around the circumference are a number of holes in the walls, as in hundreds of them. All little slits. On the floor of the room are 7 raised square platforms, all of different height, color, and slightly varied in size. There is an orange one, a teal, a silver, a purple, a scarlet, a copper, and an emerald. These are scattered around the room, apparently at random. In the northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest corners of the room, I mean, it's a circular room, but of those points of the room, are 4 large suits of armor, very, very similar to the 6 you didn't fight upstairs, which stand motionless and empty on stands, each holding a different but fancy-looking weapon. The floor is flagstones, and I'm not even going to make you roll for it. There is a fairly obvious line down the center where you could imagine the room splitting open. The room is about 60 feet wide and 45 high.
I missed 2 of the colors: orange, teal, scarlet, copper, emerald, and
purple and silver.
Era turns to the rest of the group and just say, I don't know how to solve this. Tell me where to be and what to hit, and I will.
Don't worry, leave it with me.
Solve it.
She hooks the axe back and then just grasps the scimitar with both hands.
Yes, what do you guys do? You can feel free to request checks if you want to do particular things.
I would probably, Queeg would like to inspect the weapons that are on the armors.
So you enter the space generally?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Make me an investigation check.
Oh, good. DeeTwenty.
Dirty 20. They are 4 very different, quite ornate and unusual weapons. One is a huge double-handed greatsword, but the second is like there is one hand is held at the base on the pommel, not the pommel, the haft, and the second there is a handhold 2/3 of the way up the blade. But it's more sort of almost a quarterstaff, but a sword. One is a double-ended glaive. So it's a good 15 feet long total. The third would be a hugely ornate halberd with very fancy double blade axe at the top. And the fourth would be a huge bludgeon. It's just a massive wooden club with spikes driven through it, much in the way a hill giant would have approached it. And it looks a little incongruous being held by this suit of armor.
You said holes, lots of holes around.
Yes.
I'm going to go over to one.
It is not hard to determine. There are arrows in these.
These are arrow slits. We do something wrong in this room that we'll get peppered with arrows. I can't obviously reach in and fire.
Detect magic is still going, I presume. You do not detect any magic on the arrows on the suits of armor either.
No magic on the arrows or the armor. I'm going to wander in range of the things in the center, the pillars that were outside.
Plinths. They do not appear to be magical either.
No magic from this. Armor holes in the thing in the floor that opens up.
It would seem that there was a seam up the middle. And that doesn't appear to be magical either.
No magic. It seems like this may be operated by magic behind the scenes, as it were, but not the remnants of the magic is purely mechanical.
You said you wanted to try and remove an arrow?
Yeah, I wanted to see if the arrow had close enough to the hole that I could.
Yeah, you could probably manage to remove one of the lower ones. Yeah. They are all the way up. Like the roof is a dome over you, and the roof is full of them.
Arrows. We could theoretically disarm some of these lower ones, but I think given the time it would take and the amount that we can't reach, would be unwise use of our time.
How many holes specifically?
Well over 2,000.
Yeah. Okay.
The plinths. You said different heights. Are they like? Could you step from one to another?
They're all fairly well distributed around the room. You could probably, there's a couple that you could jump from one to the other, but most of them are at least 15 feet apart. There are different heights, no more than 10 feet, no more than 5 feet. The lowest is only about 6 inches.
Right.
Running along its length, so to get to the other side of the room, how many in a row, or how many in a column?
No more. There would only be 2 in any sort of one column.
Okay, so it's basically 2 all the way down in each
scattered, very scattered around the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you mentioned 7 colors. Is there only 7 pillars, or there are 7 colors?
There are 7 pillars.
Right.
There are 7 pillars. Each one is a different color.
And do they seem to matter which? Like, if I was to read them from smallest to highest, read as a scopes.
Oh, if you were recombining the first letter of each color,
silver, purple, orange.
The orange is the tallest. The teal is the smallest. The scarlet one would be the second tallest. So the height-wise, it would go orange, scarlet, emerald, copper, silver, purple, teal. Yeah.
Okay, so reading, it doesn't read as a word. The range. I'm going to go over to one of the one that's 6, or the teal one. I'll see if it moves. I'll touch it.
It appears very firmly attached to the floor, but you do notice that it can depress.
Thing on top of it, like a bowl for holding anything. And
no, it's the pillar itself is a dark stone, like granite, but the top layer, maybe the top couple of millimeters, is painted or colored a perfect matte teal.
They seem to depress. I just found enough to.
It depresses about an inch before stopping.
Depression. Seems like maybe we could put something on these things in order, perhaps things of similar colors. There's only 7 of them, but there's 8 schools of magic. Unless there's any particular magic outlawed.
No.
I'm gonna grab one of the pillars and start depressing it and undepressing it, like just basically hanging on it.
You do that. Nothing would appear to happen. You do every time it touches the bottom. You hear a click, as would Baal when he was playing with the teal one. I'm going to throw this to the others. However, Barry, Balm, Queeg, Era, what are you doing?
Era would be following everyone with their eyes. She's really just waiting for someone to tell her that, okay, so this is what we want you to do. She's not the wisest person. She's not like,
she's not a problem solver.
No, she's not a problem solver other than, weapon wise, but
she's very good at.
Yeah, she's very good at
sword
things.
Plus gut equals dead guy, but other than that, yeah. Very well. Balm?
I'm going to look at that seam at the middle. I'd like to investigate it to see if there's anything that I can see that's out of the ordinary, if that's okay.
Sure. Please make me an investigation check.
Oh, that's good. That's a natural 1.
The seam does not appear. It looks like a seam, but what it does, or if it does anything at all, is impossible to determine without sort of excavating.
Yes, this out loud, I'll just say this seems to be line and colors. And Weenie, come on, let's go now. Next room. Wait, give up.
Queeg, you've investigated the suits of armor. Do you do anything else? You're a problem solver.
Really, but okay. You said that the pillars were like 2, 2, 2, 2. Are they split in the middle in the room by the seam?
No, sorry, they're scattered pretty much around fairly evenly. There would be 3 on one side and 4 on the other, but it's not very much, like, not noticeably. They are just...
Got it, yeah.
Yeah.
And there was four armor sets, yes?
Yes.
Any exit?
Yeah, there is. There's a door on the far side.
And you just walk through it.
That no one has ever gone to.
Yeah, you just walk out of it.
I would probably just cautiously approach the exit, but look at the portal itself. No intention to go through it.
It is a wooden door. It is double doors, 10 feet wide, arched. It doesn't appear special.
Nothing triggers it.
It's not magical.
Okay, nothing triggers a danger sense. I'll just try gently nudging it to see if they're actually locked or unlocked.
It is locked. There is no latch or anything. There are handles, but they don't appear to be attached to a locking mechanism. It is, however, locked. Yes.
And Queeg will turn to everyone and shout, "Doors locked, everybody!"
Oh, I've got thieves' tools.
Isaac is presumably still fucking around with his.
He is, but then when he hears that the door's locked, he kind of thinks to himself, like, "Oh wait, I know how to get into locks."
Yeah. Persuade the door again. So Queeg, you would hear whenever he's clicking it down, you would hear a click in the door.
Oh.
Queeg, does it seem to be made of regular wood? I could just try and burn the door.
It is regular wood, yeah. It's a thick oak.
It's a wooden door.
It's quite this is an elaborate lock system that you've got to depress or press the correct number.
We think so.
Of these things. Of course, maths here. There are 170,000 different combinations. Possible.
So
ways
Barry's
to do
been
so.
watching with great disappointment that the kobold made it alive across the square without any of these darts going through. Listens to the magic user muttering about words. In the Queen's Court, was there any colours that were prevalent in particular?
Ooh, purple.
Okay. Because you said there were some other metallics there. We found
there
silver.
was a silver, yes.
Yeah.
The Lady Zaranjala was wearing quite a bit of copper.
Yeah. And at that point, he starts barking the colours at the assorted adventurers / clowns that are musically rapping with it. Mainly Isaac. I think that seems to be quite reasonable. Purple, copper.
It's a dance. Purple, copper, silver.
Every time you click one, you hear
silver, orange, purple. Sorry.
Am I hearing clicks from the door every time he hits every single one?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a different tonal click, each different color. Like,
nice.
Like if you're when you put a key in a lock and each tumbler has a different. It's like each one is a different lock.
Quick yells out, "Quick, you get music man! Come here, listen to door."
Oh, all right. I listen to the door.
We have a sorcerer that's really a bard.
Right.
Unfortunately, no one's pressing buttons anymore, so
I don't hear
We'll go over and hit the nearest
I've started.
Okay. Can I use performance to try and get the rhythm of the tones of the clicks?
I'll allow it.
Yeah. All right, so that's a 17 to memorize the tones.
I mean, it's really just what you remember is that the silver one has a particular tone and the teal one has a particular tone. If you make it so that everybody presses each one, then you can remember the sound of each one.
Okay, cool.
Do the you said like suits of armor, are they standing by any particular ones, or are they off to the side, or what's the deal with them and the pillar?
Sorry, what was the question? I was looking at wild magic surges that I hadn't done yet.
The suits of armor that are holding weapons.
None of them are near any particular one. No.
What are they all holding? Are they all humanoid armor?
Yes, absolutely. And Baal and Isaac, you have wild magic surges, courtesy of Petiola. So 100, a D100 from each of you, please. Yeah.
He else is popping them off like Ken.
I know, right?
63.
63.
62.
Oh, really? Man,
63 and a 62. Yeah, it's so close in everything. Alrighty. Dag, you and all creatures within 30 feet of you gain vulnerability to lightning damage for 1 minute. And Rob, the next spell you cast within the hour uses a spell slot 1 level lower than it normally requires.
Nice.
And I'm fine with this being basically an empowered...
Okay. Can I get any... since my character... 20 intelligence. Can I get any sort of clue to how my character might be interpreting the you've given?
Make me an intelligence check. Straight intelligence.
Solve it!
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Guidance. Oh, which is great. 10. Because I got a net 1. Plus 4 from guidance, plus 5 from intelligence.
Well, Baal, while you're rolling dice, roll another D100 because you've just gotten another wild magic surge.
And you mentioning the fact that I'd had few would bring out more.
Yeah, there you go.
31.
31. Oh dear.
Sounds good.
It was the piece of fruit, but it's a different one because you got an 8 on your D20. So a random... Oh, amazing. Would you say Isaac is within 30 feet of you?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. You yes, Isaac, you are amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Baal, you're just sort of thinking you cast your eyes over Isaac, and as you do, his form wavers for a small amount, and then he turns into a badger.
What could you stop drumming on the door, please? I'm trying to concentrate. What the hell?
And
are you doing?
Baal, you have turned into so Isaac, you have turned into a badger.
What is this? What are you doing?
So this badger is like standing on 2 legs, its arms folded as it's kind of looking at the door. It's got this tiny little flick in its hair.
Yeah.
Like
frosted tips.
That white of the badger. Isaac,
Baal,
what are you doing?
It does occur to you that when you try and focus, that no one's tried pressing all the buttons.
All right, let's try and press all at once and start working our way through it. I suppose to recalculate, if it doesn't matter who's pressing which button, which I thought might be the case at first, if we simply depressing the buttons, then there's only 100.
Harry just goes and lies across 3 of them, just kind of presses 3 of them.
Barry, you could manage 2 at once, tops.
Okay, 2 then.
We're going to need you to do 2 because there's 6 of us.
There's only 6 of you.
So the other 5 of us.
We will go press 1 or 2, but he will not cross the seam in the room to do so.
Very well. Barry, I don't think they're all at least 10 feet apart. Okay. So I would say it's not possible for any of you to
put a mace on one.
I was going to say
put my mace on one, and then go and press L and put my shield on the other. So I get 3.
Oh,
I have an idea too. So the ones closest to each other, there are like how much force would it take to press one down?
Not a lot. More than a mouse.
Okay.
But a shield would do it.
So if Era took the scimitar and placed it down.
Yeah. Probably the way to your double scimitar. I would say definitely the weight of your double scimitar would be enough to depress one.
As I see you doing that, I say, why not just take one of their weapons and point into the armor? We don't
Big
know what
great club is very heavy.
But just keep your own weapons on you in case some magic happens and the things that we're putting on the
swap it out.
Yeah,
so
we don't want it to get sacrificed to the gods or something, and then they.
So Isaac is currently polymorphed into a badger.
What are you
mechanically?
What are you doing?
No, he can't.
I don't know what you're. Why
he's gesturing wildly.
This is different for you.
We will be going to the nearest pillar, pulling out pieces of armor, putting on the nearest pillar until it depresses, and then he walks over to the next one. It just keeps going until he runs out of armor.
I like it.
Armor.
I know polymorph when I see it, right? As a
probably, yeah.
How tasty is the badger looking?
Very.
It's about to get tasty,
he looks chilly.
I turn and fire a firebolt at it.
Oh,
come on! Stop messing around.
You cast Firebolt. Make an attack roll against it. I think it's a 12 a badger would have. So
I think a 26 hits then.
Should do. Yes. TPK. Thanks, Ramson.
4 points. 4 points of fire damage.
Hey, I'm going to say that's enough to stop Isaac being a badger. Isaac, you take a single point of damage, of fire damage, as your brother nukes you a little bit.
Resistant to fire as well.
Yep.
As soon as Bal says, grab one of their other weapons, Era will just nod. Not like that, yes, of course, but like, no, that's a smart idea. And she'll walk over to the nearest statue.
The question is, are any of you on any of the plinths, or are you just putting stuff on the plinths?
I was just pressing one of them down.
I was pushing stuff.
I'm just putting stuff.
Right, so you just... All right, noted. Bal is touching one. Isaac is touching one?
Yes, but Isaac wants to also try something just real quick. If I put it down and I use Ray of Frost to like around the edges of it, will it stay depressed?
I would say no.
Okay, then I'll hold it down.
Yeah. It's a neat idea, but there is a fair amount of force pushing back up.
Sure.
Yeah, cool. You do that. And as Isaac leans on the last one, all the clicks, there is a loud click and the door swings open.
I let go of mine.
The door remains open, and it remains depressed.
I run through.
You do that.
Wait, quick.
And as I enter, I sort of go first.
Quig and Isaac reach the room. Does anybody else proceed rapidly?
Yeah, Era will follow because sorcerers are squishy. Yeah. She's not.
So, Barry,
Barry will take the arm of the wizard quite firmly and put the shield up above both our heads, and then move quickly to the thing if he lets me.
Well.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't. I'd probably stroll through at last.
Very well.
And just almost unsurprisingly, and then walk through.
So Barry, Bal, and Balm. This is fun for me. Particularly as it's not just B, it's BA. I was writing them down. I was like, okay, so he can be BA. No, that doesn't help.
Could be BAR. Nope, that's Balm and Barry.
But this is it.
Yeah.
So it's like BL, that's okay, and BR. Nope, that doesn't help either. Yeah. So it's BY. Yeah. Yes, the three Bs.
Into my world.
Isaac is moonwalking in the center of the room, or doing the running man. Quig is looking at him like, what the hell? And Era has just dashed in as well. The three of you are following when the floor of the room splits open because the room is identical to the room you have just left. You have run into the room is... Hang on, let me just describe it for you.
Identical to the one you left.
With one exception. It is lacking the copper plinth. But it doesn't matter because they all fall away. The plinths drop, as do the three people who are standing in it, as do the suits of armor. They fall into a pool of water beneath you. You fall about 15 feet into icy cold water. Era, Quig, and Isaac, you are now in icy cold water, and the other three are looking on. There is a door at the far side of the room. It's still in the wall, and it opens.
Isaac pulls his hair out of the icy water as it, just
and
does the whole
freezes. Yeah.
Nice. I'm actually quite enjoying this. I will go for a swim. I'll just swim about a bit. It's like All right. So this is kind of like
you're resistant to cold damage, aren't you?
No, but I have absorb elements, which I'm going to take.
Very well.
So I'm going to swim over to the. Actually, I might be resistant. Hold on. I have.
I don't think you are, because we were saying when we were creating characters.
Yeah.
I'm the fire magician who's not resistant to fire, and you are. And you're the ice magician who's.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I'll have to use my thing. But I have the white dragon ancestry, but I don't have resistance yet. I've got resilience.
How deep is this?
It varies.
Oh, very deep. Oh no.
How does Squeak swim, or does Squeak swim?
Hey.
Swims like a suit of armor.
Okay, he swings. He can swim, but I don't know how well. It's ice water?
Yes.
Oh, icy as in cold.
Probably about 5 degrees.
All right, he'd probably cast absorb elements if he can.
Yeah.
To avoid any potential damage, and do his absolute best to swim.
Yep.
Better armor.
You said the doors on the other side, they open. Is there anything on that side where, like, that she can see, where she can find purchase?
From where you are now 15 feet down in a puddle. So
yes,
no
I know.
Is the answer. You can't see into. You can see beyond the door, but the new door you can see looking back. The door you entered through is where the three bees are standing, looking down. And at the far side is pretty. It looks very similar. Okay. The roof is another arched, domed room beyond.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what she's going to do is, see, how much would she weigh with that on?
Wait, so just to clarify, they're not on the side with the depressed pillars, they're on the side with the door.
They're on the side where, the room where they depressed the pillars. They haven't left that room yet.
Okay, so they're there. Okay, yeah. And then we've fallen into the gap between there and the door.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Quick question, Barm, how much is your carrying capacity?
Quite significant.
A lot.
Okay, so what Era is going to do is she's going to start feeling that cold seep into her armor and clothes. She's going to swim over and, Barm, you know that thing we did when I fell in the lake, when it was cold?
Yep. Try to drown you out of play. Nearly drowned you for real. Yep.
No, the part where I used my whip, you grabbed it and pulled me up.
Oh yeah, the grip thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Do that. Try that again for a third time. Let's see if it works.
Yeah. And so she's gonna unhook the whip at her belt and just throw it up to see if Barm can catch it.
Very well. And a dex or acrobatics if you're proficient.
Dex, it is it's the same.
Heck yeah, there will be a giveaway starting in about 10 minutes for a Meeples and Dragons Artificer class.
No, she's too cold to get that before.
No, it was for him.
Okay, for him.
I don't. Yeah. You're just whipping. He needs to catch it. 16. Yeah. You do. You catch it. Queeg, can you get me an athletics check to swim in your armor?
Are we like in a depressed hole?
Yes, it's very deep. Oh dear, Queeg, you're really struggling to keep your head above water.
I am not shocked.
As I see him, I'm going to go. Darlington can you resist cold at all? Is that a problem, or is it just the water?
Oh, it is resistant.
Oh, good. Hold your breath. Big breath.
The suit goes.
All right, and I go. Isaac's bind! As I scream, an area around me is then frozen as I am going to use binding ice, and I'm going to encase him in a block of ice, which is buoyant and will just float to the surface.
Nice.
And I will ride onto it. However, you will take 3d8 points of cold damage, but you're resistant to it. So
you've both been taking a bit of cold damage from being in this. I just rolled 5, which you can half. So 2 points of cold damage from being in the icy water. And Era, you would take the full 5, I'm afraid, before you manage to get out. But Balm will pull you out.
She has 15 temp hit points left. That should be fine.
Oh, so from where we're standing on the side, over to the doors on the other side.
60 feet.
And there's nothing around the outside to shimmy around?
No, it is, yeah, straight drop.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I have a boat.
I'm coming a little bit low on my health, so what I might do is I might trigger his Guardian Armor to gain 3, and then so it's only a reduce of 1 rather than 2. So I'll cover it and go 1-1.
Very well.
Harry's gone back to the plinths the two brothers were holding down. Have they risen back up?
Nope, all the plinths are still down.
Okay. He comes back to join the group and watches at some interest that now there's a frozen tin food down the bottom. And it's just
Some cooking required.
Oh
yeah.
We need. I feel it's there's the only difference in this room before the doorway's opened is the lack of a copper plinth. So perhaps we go in and destroy that copper plinth in the previous room, make it undepressed. Eyes again. Back through and start investigating.
You can also see from where you are looking through the far doors, the room beyond is identical. But it's lacking another plinth. It's quite a long way from here, though.
But perhaps we pressing them all opens the door, but pressing the right one, everything but the one that's in the next room.
I can lift 435 kilograms or 960 pounds as I lift Era up.
Yeah,
you do.
He says that, and I've worked it out exactly.
Yeah.
She just climbs up using her feet and the whip to just get up on the ledge.
Isaac and Queeg, do you float back to the others or do you float to the far side?
Ball!
What?
Did I float this way or that way?
How far down is the water? The surface of the
15
water?
foot.
About 15 feet, yeah.
Can you get out that way?
Well, it's only imagining I'm standing on top of Queeg, I need a 10 foot up, so I actually probably could.
You probably jump it, yeah.
Yeah, probably could jump it. Yeah, I could.
Go the other side and then tell me what plinth is missing.
Make an acrobatics check to clamber up. I'm assuming acrobatics is better than athletics for you.
Acrobatics is way better.
Yeah.
All right, so that is a 15.
Yeah, you managed to you bob up and down on the ice cube a few times, and
bouncy.
and then it washes you up, and you manage to get a decent distance, and clamber up relatively simply. You find yourself in a room that's 60 feet wide, 45 foot high dome ceiling with arrow slits all around, 4 suits of armor, and only 4 plinths.
There are 4 plinths.
Electrum
it is missing
silver.
The copper, the bronze, the orange, and the emerald are missing.
I tell them that. I also look in my pouch, and I take out my rope from my adventuring kit.
Yep.
And I'm going to... Is there something I can secure it on this side?
One of the plinths.
Go. Just... and then I'll lower it down. And then I will go and stop concentrating on the ice
Encased in
spell
ice. Yep.
and tell him to grab it.
Please,
Grab the
not difficult. You can grab the rope.
I do so.
Acrobatics,
Try to climb up.
acrobatics to get up. Basically, this just determines how rapidly you do it. And yeah, so you have two people on the far side. What do you guys do? Balm, Era, Barry, Ball.
I'm going very slowly up that road.
Yeah, very well. Not a problem. You're pretty cold and they're very heavy. And a little waterlogged, I imagine. You've got several dragon fruits floating around inside your armor as he starts climbing out, the water just sort of runs out of this armor.
Dragon fruit juice.
On that side, you see Era quickly get out of the chainmail, and then without preamble whatsoever, she just yanks the wet clothes off, changes into what looks like a uniform that has been torn and mended multiple times, and then just yanks the chainmail back on.
Very well. You do that. Everybody else casually averts their eyes except Barry, who doesn't really understand what mammals do.
Isaac will also do the same thing, but on the other side, he'll do it like he's
deliberately in full view. Yeah.
Yep. And then he'll wring out all of his clothes and then re-adorn them.
Yeah. And so, how do you get across?
Okay, so Barry's got his backpack rope in the first place, so he pays that out. He also picks. Do any of the suits of armor have a shield? Anything that's vaguely floating?
No shields. You do.
He's a bit worried about the mage. So, how deep was the water?
Oh, very.
Okay. The great thing is
mechanically 100 feet.
Oh, I have an idea.
So Barry has no problems with swimming because he's aquatic. This one gestures to both the bees' outfits and then opens up a kind of waterproof bag. And then grunts for them to take the clothes off.
I think I might use the old noodle first. I might be able to get those floors back up again. Give me a moment here. I'm going to go back into the previous room, over to the copper plinth, and see if I can raise it around.
Very well. How would you be attempting to do that?
With Balm. With my Balm. I have a Balm. And Balm can raise 796 pounds or something.
He is very strong with one arm. He just sort of wraps his arm around it. Balm, make me an athletics check.
Excuse me. And I sort of half push him aside. 17.
Balm, this thing ain't moving. It is locked in place.
Not moving. All my energy was error. Sorry. I'll just pick
okay.
the lock. Or do you want me to just pick the lock again?
No, it was just a theory testing first. I'm running out of ideas as Robert, but again, I've got 20 intelligence. Can I work out what the significance of it losing copper, orange, and emerald in that? Copper was the middle size.
Make me an intelligence check.
Righty.
Do it.
Have we got the top yet?
Guidance.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. You suspect that there actually isn't any meaning to the colors.
Because there's no meaning to the colors. I think there might be a
Balm, you get a wild magic surge. Please roll me a D100.
It's in the chat. 87.
87.
Meanwhile, you see Era standing there. She's weighing one of her hand axes in her hand. And then she's looking and... Ball, what are the odds if I tie the rope to the axe and I threw it to Isaac that I would succeed? If we tied two ropes together.
I mean, as much as I would love you to throw an axe at my brother, I am not sure that it would be the best way. You see, the trajectory of swinging from one to the other, would you be intending to tie your rope something on this side and then tie it to the other side?
Yes.
And then what, shimmy along like a monkey?
Yes.
Possible. You can certainly give it a go.
Balm, You gain vulnerability to the Fae for 1 hour. Such creatures gain advantage when attacking you.
Do I feel this? Is there any feeling I get?
Yeah, how do you notice?
How do I know?
I'm actually going to say that no, there is no there is no notable sensation about this at all. It might not be relevant either.
Just tickling at the back of my neck, and I just look behind me for a minute. And just
I tell you what it does feel like is that you are being watched by something in the ceiling.
I'll just look up for a moment and then just keep looking at it while I try and pick this lock on this door.
The door that doesn't have a lock.
Yep. I'm just concentrating too much on this thing.
Very well. Yeah. You do not manage to pick the lock that doesn't exist because you're focusing too much on something else that doesn't exist. And we also have a second wild magic for Baal, please. Courtesy of Iowin or Erwin.
I will look around and anyone have a rope I can borrow?
I believe I have rope.
Barry donates his rope, so you have 100 feet of rope that you can tie together, and a decent yeet attached to, say, a spear. A throwing axe wouldn't work so well because they sort of turn in the air, but a throwing spear, say, would probably be a decent...
Well, if I use one of my superiority dice, could I do it?
I have no issue with it. It just needs to be a decent roll. 66 for Baal's wild magic.
So, because I picked quick toss as one of my maneuvers.
Baal, you may re-roll a one save, attack roll, or skill check.
So let's use
for the next hour.
This one. That is a 22.
Oof. Where are you aiming? Isaac is standing there wringing his clothes out. Queeg has just managed to reach the top, wheezing. There is a bit of smoke leaking out of his face mask.
Isaac, here's the plan. You're going to get out of the way of this axe.
You said the doors were wood.
Yeah. But they've hinged in.
Yeah.
Close one side of the door. Leave the other one open.
I'll close one of the doors.
The doors don't move. The doors are locked in place.
So what she's gonna?
How good are you at catching?
I'm the best at catching. I am. You have never seen
Isaac Dex check.
Quick over here.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Wait!
I wasn't ready.
David, did you have a better idea?
So Era takes a few steps back. Era takes a few steps back. She's holding the handle of this axe, and she's tied the rope to just the blade bit, and just chucks it across and duck.
And Isaac goes, "Where?"
Well, given I'm supposed to catch it. /duck / they did stuff without freaking.
A lot of confusing instructions.
I'm going to try and catch it.
Yeah. Very well. Dex.
Okay, I don't have any bonuses, anything like that.
Barry, go boom. Roll a D100, please, Barry.
Barry leans into Bow and say, "I do cheap price, brother funeral, cheap."
I rolled a 19, so 21.
21. Dag, describe how Isaac celebrates catching this thing.
I feel like that's bait. Yay! Oh, yeah. So as Isaac, reaches, as it sort of flies towards Isaac, he doesn't catch it. He sort of snatches the air, and you kind of watch as his hand is like empty, and his eyes are closed. But then like this icy smile comes across his face, and you look wedged into his hair as he turns back, and he says, "This is why a good hair care routine is always important." And he pulls it out as he then shakes his hair back into place. Yeah. I've already got my rope attached to the pillar when I helped up Queeg, so I'm going to just...
Isaac, I think you might have some split ends.
Another one for Isaac. Isaac, can you roll me on the wild magic table as well? Barry, we're doing so well. We're very close to 3,000. For the next, I'm going to say for the rest of the adventure, the next spell time you cast, the next time you cast a spell, it is an action rather than it's a bonus action rather than an action.
Okay, thank you.
You can quicken the spell. A 13 from Dag. Oh, yes, of course that's what happens. Isaac, this, you feel so cool from catching it with your hair. You gain 20 temporary hit points.
Nice.
You got the same thing Ardanna rolled before. There is rope spreading across between the two things. You can easily cross this chasm over the cold water. Additional wild magic for everyone.
Wow. Well, we tell the brothers to stop splitting hairs and let's get on with it.
Yes.
Would people stop talking about my split ends?
Who hasn't had one for a while? It's for DM's choice. So I think, Balm, we haven't had one from you for a while. Yeah. Ooh, it's a 2, so it's an extreme effect.
Extreme.
One for everyone, and your choice of one. Oh, God. Wow, okay, so everybody has at least one. Balm gets 2.
I get 2. Well, the first one, which was the extreme, is 95.
95. For the next day, anytime you make an ability check, add 1d6 to the result. Dope.
Thank you.
A 27 from Baal, and a 37 from Baal, and a 4 from Barry. 3 for I'll do an error first at 30. Oh gosh. 16. You gain proficiency with charisma checks for the next hour. Barry got a 4.
What was the charisma check?
That was an error.
Yeah, with one -1 modifier. Okay.
It's because she's wearing a wet shirt.
Yeah. You make no sounds for 1 minute, and you gain advantage on any stealth checks, Barry. You are a very quiet person. Baal got a 37. Ooh. This is probably nice for hanging out with your brother. You lose the ability to smell. How does he smell? Awful. 28.
He just douses himself and.
Yeah.
It's like just this cologne, like just constant. But it's actually just Febreze.
You're not meant to bathe in it. You're actually meant to bathe. Not a good substitute for not washing, brother.
Quig, your
pheromone musk.
It's basically as you all enter this room, you all feel some magical effect overcome you. Quig, as you finally make it to the top of the rope and haul yourself into this room, you look down and notice that your armor still has a little bit of ice clinging to it mechanically until it melts, which will take about a minute. You have +2 bonus to your AC.
Ooh.
And an 11. And we are $61 away from 3,000.
What did I get for my one?
An 11 on... Oh, what was yours?
7.
Oh, you were the 7. Oh, yes. All right. 7. I also rolled a 7. You're drunk. Drunk with power.
And what did I get? Have you not seen how I've been doing thus far? I feel like I came into this.
He's been dancing to his own music.
I feel you, brother.
And Balm, as you finally get off the rope last, you notice illusionary butterflies twinkle around, like flutter around you. A few land on your stump arm, and the scarring heals up. The nasty infection that you've been working on there repairs itself.
Just as I finally can't smell it, it finally heals.
Yeah, the smell goes away. There you
As
go.
I'm walking forward, I'm just weeping on the shoulder of Era and just saying, "Have you seen this? Have you seen this?"
Just pats your shoulder.
I've got no perception of anything. I'm just weeping through with Era.
Are you happy?
You don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, before we go any further, I just need a second to take off my shoes. I take off my shoes, and I am now holding them.
For the next 7 hours.
They look real good.
Yes,
They're not very
because that is the clearest sign when someone is drunk is when they're holding their own
Their
shoes.
own shoes.
Yeah. Very well. But did you have a traffic cone? Because that's how you tell her you had a good night.
A story to boot.
Yeah. Yes, you're in this room. There is a further door. The door hasn't opened yet. However, if you look back at any point, you'll notice that the door into the room full of water is now closed.
Try and open
It is locked.
it.
The door you came through, you can see into the room full of water, but the one beyond, rather, the rope is sticking through the door, the rope that you used to get across, but it appears stuck in between the two doors now.
Don't worry, brother. We're not stuck. I know his sister. And I'm going to keep walking.
Don't know what's happened to you, Isaac, but I think you're... look, let's just move this along. I walk over to the nearest one and just press it down.
You feel a click?
It
Wait,
feels like there's
proceeds to do the same.
no order to any of these things. Been driving myself crazy trying to understand why.
So Bala is pressing one, Barry is pressing one, Queeg is pressing one.
I'll press one. I jump on it.
Very well.
It might
Era
be
and wow, that was fast. So Era and Barry, you are going to have to make some dex saves, please. As the room is filled with arrows.
Oh, wait, hold up.
A bomb as well.
Yes, please.
Oh,
If you have
no.
any-
There's arrows. Look out.
For the
But
two people that weren't
They
pressing
fly all around, so the people touching the pillars are safe. They are just don't hit you at all. Era, how'd you do?
Spectacularly bad,
Good.
but let me see what it says. But yeah, that's an 11. But as you gave us some uncommon items,
Yep.
you took the gloves of missile snaring.
Nice. 5 arrows hit you. How many can you snare?
It says when a ranged weapon attack hits you.
the reaction, though, right?
Yeah, so you get 1.
Yeah, so I can
This is a
reduce
reaction.
1 by 1d10.
Very
Plus my
well.
dex
Well,
modifier.
you can certainly avoid one of them. However, you get smacked with 12 points of piercing damage as the other 4 slam into you. Balm, how did you do?
I got a 13
Oh, dear.
in total. I will, if I do get hit, I'll use my Stone's Endurance to
Very
reduce damage by 1d12 plus 3.
I'm still not out of 10 hit points.
Yep. The wild magic surges have made this comically easy. 9 and a further.
Yeah. Everyone around just sees her drop the scimitar and just try to grab as many as she can from the air.
You managed to snag a couple out of the air, and only one of them would have hit you, but you do manage to grab several. 5 of them also strike Balm for a total of 19 damage.
I reduced that by 11.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And Balm just sort of tanks this. One of them one of them cuts a small gash in the stump of your arm. But there are
God,
still some
give it the
butterflies
nice way.
fluttering around, and the butterfly lands on it and heals it back up again.
So nice.
And as you do this, the door opens.
In the next chamber, when I imagine
There is
we'll see fewer
there is
pillars
no
than
more
when we-
pillars.
when we press them down. See.
The door beyond enters into a small corridor, but it makes an immediate turn to the right, and it's definitely not the same room as before.
Straight down there.
Let's go.
You
Let's go.
enter a sumptuously decorated room. The damp and cold of the repeated rooms are now gone, and the walls are hung with rich tapestries. The place is lit by dozens of pleasantly scented candles, and thick carpets of various styles and providence cover the ground. There are several ornate tables, most covered in ornaments from countless cultures. The walls are covered in bookcases loaded with tomes, and the room is generally suffused with a warm glow. And at the far end, on an enormous four-poster bed, is Lady Seren, and she greets you.
Barry just marches straight up. No, just literally passes Isaac straight up to her. Task done. We go.
You do. But first, I must ask, do you like my collection? I hope soon to add you to it.
No, we go.
Well, yes. I want your stories, you see, my fine fellow.
No.
And as she says this, she turns into a copper dragon.
Era grabs Isaac by the collar and just pulls him back.
Roll to seduce the copper dragon. The smile is still the same, but she is now this enormous copper dragon reclining in the way, the way a dog or a cat lies on this giant four-poster bed. It's about the right size for her. She says, "You may, of course, leave, and I will happily teleport you anywhere you wish to go and pay you for your service." And she gestures, and there appears a massive pile of gold next to the bed. She says, "But I am an unusual dragon. I collect stories rather than mere possessions."
We will approach and start groveling towards her. And
Oh, please. There is no need for this, my friend. And she puts one claw underneath your jaw and lifts you up, and she says, "You are so wonderful and so far to come. I'm very pleased to meet you, Queek."
It does mean till the end of the next turn, allies gain advantage on attacks.
Noted. Noted. If 3 minutes past when we were supposed to finish, if you want to attack the copper dragon,
Well,
I would like to as Era grabs hold of the collared jacket, almost as swiftly as she grabs it is removed, and now a shirtless Isaac, looking like he's just straight out of Magic Mike, is gonna walk up to the copper dragon and say, kind of like, big wide stance, sort of looking with the smolder in his eyes, says, "Well, we have something in common. You collect stories, and I collect conquests." As I straighten my hair and I say, "I'll give you a story that you'll never forget, and I'm going to try and seduce the dragon."
We will roll to seduce the dragon, and I think we will leave it there. Dag, roll to seduce the dragon.
All right, I'm gonna go with a performance check if that's all right.
Very well.
I am. Tell you what, I am as a strange turn of events. Much as we have sibling rivalry, I do want my brother to succeed.
Want him to succeed in
so
life.
I'm going to cast a second level spell using a first level slot with my wild.
Very nice.
Pyrotechnics, and I'm going to create fireworks behind.
I love it. Barry, out of mild curiosity, do you go seduce?
No, I go tribute.
Tribute. Yep. You have guidance and advantage.
I offer this person as tribute. I'm going to also cast friendship as a spell, which gives me advantage on my charisma roll. If it's all right with you, I'll use my performance with the pyrotechnics. And
in a strange turn of events, you suddenly see Era smile like widely, and there's an amber flash in her amethyst eyes as she holds out her hand like this, and you see small balls of light just start streaming as she casts dancing light to just circle around Isaac.
Nice.
You didn't need to cast friendship. You already have advantage between pyrotechnics and dancing lights. You definitely have advantage. Do you add anything to this as well?
Oh yeah, this is now a
roll a 1, double 1 now.
This is a power ballad sonnet that I'm going to sing to express my well. This is like the seduction thing, and I'm going to do the Elvis gyrations and everything. It's a whole thing. Very
Before
beautiful.
we hear what you say, Balm, do you have anything to add to this?
You go, girl.
Excellent. Dag, roll me them bones.
All right. The first one's a 10.
How does the song go, mate? I want to.
Yeah, I need to hear this.
It's well, if you go and sign up to Rob's Patreon, it'll be released there as a single called "Love Me Tender."
This boy dragon will not. No, it's a girl dragon.
No problem for Isaac. Isaac is.
He's an everything.
Open-minded. Beauty is beauty. All right. Okay, last one. So I got a 10 for the first one. Second one is a 24.
Nice. Did you roll with that guidance?
That wasn't with guidance. So 25 with guidance.
Could I give you my reroll as well, just in case it's even higher?
I'll allow a reroll.
Okay.
You can reroll the 10.
That is higher. I got 26 now.
26 to seduce the dragon. She smiles serenely at you and says, "Wow, that is an offer and a story I will keep."
I'll tell the others. Take what you want and go. And brother, I'll meet you in a little bit.
The curtains around Seren Sharla's four-poster bed close as Queeg and Isaac are drawn into it. The rest of you go.
Wait, why Queeg? Wait, hold on. Wait, did you say Queeg and Isaac?
As well, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess.
Party in here.
And we will leave it there, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for watching and playing. Thanks, Clint and Meeples and Dragons, for your great work behind the scenes. Amazing. Saz, John, Clint, thank you so much. Sirenscape for our music. We do not have time for anything else, I'm afraid. So we will just say our goodbyes. Thank you so much. Everybody, come back later for in about 20, 30 minutes. We just hit 3K.
Oh,
yeah, boy.
Yay!
Tie it up. The dragon or the game? Yes. Now, quickly around the room, your favorite moment and who you are and where we can find you. We'll start at the back. Rob, who the heck are you? What was your favorite moment?
Hello, I'm Robert Hartley, GM. You can find me by typing that into any of the things that you like. Robert Hartley, GM. I'm a dungeon master. My favorite moment, probably the arrow, the arrow, the axe in the hair.
Very, very nice. Yeah. DeeTwenty, who the heck are you and what was your favorite moment?
Ignore me. Dragon fruit, absolutely magical.
Amazing.
Cobalt pooping. Back to you.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much. Michele.
Fate Script, DM, hi. Favorite moment? It was Queed in the armor and that scene.
Yeah. Excellent. Queeg, John. Who are you?
I would probably have to be. I am John, the Dragon from Meeples and Dragons. Yes, I won't say the big deal, but probably the bit where I got turned into an ice chunk of ice and just happily floating there below. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm all good.
Yeah. Tag, favorite moments.
Hi guys, Michael Kesvan, Dead Aussie Gamer. You can find me over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Dead Aussie Gamer. Favorite moment was hands down every second that Baal was talking, but very specifically when he got brought over a person to talk with, and he was immediately a loss for words, which I thought was just brilliant. And then he got stabbed.
Stabbed by I'm never going to trust women again.
Solid. Ardanna, who the heck are you, and what was your favorite moment?
Ardanna, variety streamer from Sweden. Find me on Twitch. I don't do social media, really. My favorite moment was Suddenly Dragon.
Suddenly Dragon.
And then there was Dragon.
Yeah.
And then there was a dragon. Okay.
And I'm Josh the Pirate. You can find me over on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and occasionally play other games. My favorite moment was... I actually really liked Balm. I think, should I add another M to my name? He's so understated and lovely. I really appreciated him. That was great. Right, so don't go anywhere, everybody. We will be back very soon with Matt from Split the Party running some kids on bikes, which is going to be very exciting. We've just hit $3,000, guys. We appreciate the heck out of it. Thank you so much. Clint, you've done an amazing job. Please take us away. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.